What connects U, Oman, Inter and Edge?
Fruity, 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 fruity. Ding a ding, ring 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 a ding, a ding, a ring, 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 ring a ding. pain, 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 pain.
What a shame.
It's Distinction! Good evening! Good evening, 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 willkommen, guten Abend, and welcome to Game Night on Thursday, the 16th of October. I'm getting ahead of myself. I was going to say Saturday. It's not Saturday yet. It's still only Thursday. And hello, Abandon. Are you so excited at me saying hello to everybody? Hello. Oh, you want to come say hi to all our friends? We're going to come up here and say, yeah, Saturday Eve. We'll take that. You're going to come and say hello to all your friends. There they are. Hello, Happy Papa. Hello, hello. We're going to put you on big camera now. Look at the Papa. He's so Papa. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. How's everyone doing? Oh, goodness me. No, don't go to there. Go to there. I've got to forget. I keep forgetting that it changes which window it's capturing when I jump to doggo cam. How's everyone doing? Yeah, hello. Hello, puppy. Hello. Right, you're going to get down now I said hello? You're going to get down? You're going to get down? Yes, I love you too. Right, come. Down you get. Good boy. How's everyone doing? Lovely to see you all. Welcome to Game Night this Thursday evening, or Saturday Eve, as it shall henceforth be called. Into your bed. Into your bed, please. Yes, and you'll be home in a minute, and then you can go and play with her. How's everyone doing? Lovely to see you all. Thank you very much to Vertigo for that opening pack of Plinko. Machine being very charitable, but still no double or nothing at the end, and quite a lot of you losing everything.
What a shame.
What a shame indeed. But it's a message from our sponsor, G-Isons, is what it is. Is.
Shirley 5 plus 8 equals 58. Shirley Royal F10 what?
Does it sound like a meme? Is this some meme that I'm hitherto unaware of? 58 is the new 69 or something? Or is that 58 and it's a resub for 11 months but a total of 58, and if you add them together you get 69 or something? I don't know. Thank you very much for the support, G. I just hope you're doing well. Oh, I'm too old to keep up with these modern memes. That's probably like 10 years old now, to be honest. SJ wants a lottery as well. That's a sort of mixed bag in the lottery that we had before. SJ 1307. Let's give you a lottery. If you're success, $22.99. That's not bad. $22.99. That sounds like the price of something you'd get in Argos. $22.99. Very, very many congratulations. Enjoy that. Welcome all of you. Who have we got tonight? Good evening, JR and Fetz and Proogs and Lewis. Hello to Stilgar and Shapes, SJ and Matt the Sprat. Good evening to Cat and Stimson. Sorry, not a Cat. And Simpsons Angle, Toot and Lupine. Good evening to Solomon and CJ, Oni and Colin. To Arun and Fluffy and Flyboy and John to Conradlac, to Silver Electron, to AB Me, to BC, to Nando, to Sam. Good evening, Cola, Thumb War, TVP, Jogging, Shadowmane, Scooter, Woollyback, Claire, Daichu, Lou, Azure, Naked Grandma, G-Isons, and anyone else who is lurking, loitering, and lingering in the chat. You are most welcome to be here. Thank you so much for joining us. Do come and join the lobby. We are playing Distinction. You need the Universal Controller, which is there, and the room code, which is there. New version of the Unicon. It's fixed a vulnerability, security hole, which was not my doing. It was Unity. It's just been in all Unity builds for like the last 9 years, and someone's finally figured it out. Let Unity know, and they patched everything, but only the latest edition, and all of my editions didn't use long-term service, all of my builds. Apart from, actually, weirdly, the Universal Controller, which was on a long-term service version of Unity 2022, I think. So that was a relatively easy patch. So if you notice anything strange or weird or different in the Unicon tonight, they should have just patched that security vulnerability, but changing engine versions in Unity can give all sorts of weirdness, so please do keep your eye out for anything and chuck it into suggestions. Yes, 0.7.0 is correct, Conradlac. Do go join the Discord and throw stuff into suggestions if you see anything suspect. If there's something strange with the Unicon, who you going to call? I haven't got a Ghostbusters button. I should totally get a Ghostbusters button. Hello, school. Welcome to the stream, bro. I hope you're well. So we had Plinko for Vertigo earlier on. We have now got Distinction from Proogs. Very grateful to Lewis for proofing Plinko, and I'm very grateful to Simpsons Angle for proofing this, as well as to Proogs and to Vertigo, our writers as well. I've had a quick glance at this pack. It looks like a lot of fun, so do come and join the lobby if you want some quizzes. There's sort of intermittent anytime entry in between the rounds. You can come and join the game. You can technically join during the rounds, but the room code isn't on the screen, so and also don't, because it breaks. You can't join in and things break. I think I've patched that now, to be honest, but yeah. Join at the start is the best place to come and join. And later on, we've got Risky Business. This is written by me and proofed by Lewis. I'm quite happy with the Risky Business I've output. So please do stick around for that coming up a bit later on. So it's a much lighter stream tonight. Plinko, Distinction, Risky Business. It's all a huge amount of fun this evening. Nothing serious. Which is in counter to Saturday's stream, where we've got... What have we got? I think The Purge and the Escape Artist, and Battlefront. Yeah, Battlefront, the Escape Artist, and The Purge on Saturday. So serious quiz on Saturday and light quiz tonight, but hopefully all of it is fun in equal measure. You technically can and also don't. Yes, quite. Don't forget you can get your raid messages in. You can give me up to 3 over the course of the stream if something amusing happens over the course of this fair evening. Proceed your message with a hash, and the operator will make a note of it and suggest it to me for our raid message later on. A couple of raid targets already. At least 5 people online at the moment. 5 people online, 6 people online, 7 people online who we could potentially go and raid into. But raid's a long way away at the end of the night. But please do stick around for it. Also, we have got the Thunderball draw, the midweek Thunderball draw coming up at the end of the evening. I do hope you'll stick around for that after Risky Business. Yeah, just have a great time here. 58 is the new 69. Well, allegedly so. So I'm too old for such nonsense. I'm on the orange and mango squash tonight. I decided I was drinking too much, so I'm having a couple of few days where I'm just going to detox, and so if I'm sounding hyperactive tonight, it's probably a sugar rush rather than an alcohol lull. But yeah, it might mean my reading is a bit smoother, but it might also mean I might get distracted a little bit easier. Possibly. Anyway, lovely to have you all here. Thank you very much for joining us for this game night. It is season 20, episode 7 on the 16th of October. We got Plinko, Distinction, and Risky Business coming up just in about 30 seconds, which I'm assuming the adverts are done by this point. Oh shit, I might have just run some more. Apologies if there's more adverts running. That means we've got 2 minutes. Sorry if there's ads. Sorry if ads. We'll hang on a few. So I'm not trying to make money through the ads. I'm trying to disable them. I'm trying to disable pre-rolls for people coming in. I pressed the button, yeah, I don't have a hot tub yet. So, oh yeah, I'll tell you all about my house move woes later on. So hopefully there won't be any more ads for another hour now. Word from us. Yeah. I don't know. I pressed the button. Normally it says, no, you can't roll ads. You've already run them, but maybe I didn't run them before. I know. I tell you what, I'm going to have a Jaffa cake, and then we'll start. Sorry. It's not capitalism. It's not capitalism. It's not capitalism. It's not capitalism from me. All the money I earn from stream, most of it tends to go back into the community in terms of prizes or assets or... it's mainly it, to be honest. Subs to other Twitch channels occasionally. We're back. Quick thing after day. Thank you for letting me know. Right. Oh, crap. God, I really am hyperactive tonight. What was that went on the floor? It's a bit of Jaffa cake. But there's no chocolate on it. Well, I'll take the chocolate so the dog can have that. There you go, mate. Delicious cake, he says. Fun fact, Jaffa cakes are actually a cake and not a biscuit. McVitie's went to a great deal of trouble to prove this for reasons I'll get into later on. For now, I think we should start the game. Lovely to have you all here once again. Have fun tonight at game night. Starting off with our first feature game this evening, it's Distinction. It's been written by Proogs and proofed by Stimson's Angle. I hope you're ready to have some fun. Let's get on with the game. Good old VAT purposes. Now, just give me a moment because... my headphones are on a funny mode. Everything sounds a bit too tinny, my end. I'm hoping I haven't changed the master setting and it's just... I've dropped my headphones in a funny way. Anyway, round one. I've got 3 boards up here. How exciting. We've got a 10 board, a 10 board, and a chunky 12 board over there on the right. God, I'm such a fidget. Chunky 12 board over on the right. In just a moment, we're going to reveal the categories for those boards, and you have got to give me up to 3 answers that fulfill the criteria in those categories. They can come from anywhere on the board, so you can give me 3 from one, or 1 from each, or 2 from one and 1 from another. It's entirely up to you. The key here, though, is that you only get points if you are the first person to say that answer. Or if you give the answer within 5 seconds of the first person to give that answer, then you get some pity points. But the way to get big points is to be the first player to say the answer. For each answer that you find, I'll give you 20 points. There are 3 bonuses secreted up on these boards, 1 on each of them, which will be worth 40 points if you can be the first to find it. And that will give a nice wow sound effect. And of course, the strap will also go blue. So 60 seconds, keep pressing and guessing. No penalties for wrong answers. Just type fast, type furious. Give me as many as you can, up to a maximum of 3. Very best of luck to you all, and we are looking for any men's UK Premier League team in the 2005-26 season whose name begins with the letters A to F inclusive, the first name of any of Donald Trump's wives, children or parents, and a Glastonbury Festival headliner since 2022. Ivanka is our first bonus in the middle board, found there by BC. Two more bonuses, one on the left, one on the right. And note that the answers on the left are in alphabetical order. That may be a bit of a help for you. Brentford being found on the left-hand side, only getting a bonus there. One more football team to go on the left. We've got 30 seconds left on the clock. One more family member for President Trump in the middle. Over on the right, we've still got a bonus there. And I believe these are in chronological order. There's still 3 to go and still one more Trump in the middle. Yeah, sorry. Sorry, Prooks. Hopefully it's got the unicorn so you can still play. Right, 15 seconds. 3 more answers to go. 1 in the middle, 2 on the right. Last 10 seconds. 5 seconds. Never even noticed there was a football category. Keep pressing and guessing. 3, 2, 1. That is time. Any answers coming in the grace time? No, it would seem not. Well, you have done jolly well. 29 out of 30. Of course you're not playing because you're bloody pack proves. Sorry if you put ads on in your pack. I won't touch the ad button again until we finish distinction. It just may. The reason for ads, incidentally, is so that if people join midway through, they don't get hit with pre-rolls, so they're more likely to stick around and come and join in the game. So if I play ads when there are ads or right at the start, that's the logic. Anyway, 29 out of 32. Missing one of the bonus answers on the right. Let's take a look at the missing answers. The missing Trump. Marla Trump. Marla Maples, married 1993, divorced 1999, former wife. Kendrick Lamar was the missing bonus answer for our Glastonbury headliner in 2022. And also Olivia Rodrigo, who headlined 2025. Bournemouth, incidentally, has the smallest capacity ground of the Premier League. Capacity is only 11,307. It's a nice, interesting fact for you. There's 7 football teams in London. Crystal Palace is one of them, and the only one, I believe, on this board of A to F. And is Fulham in London? Fulham's sort of London direction, isn't it? I don't know. For Everton, this is the first season Everton will play at their new stadium, Hill Dickinson Stadium. Formerly, they were at Goodison Park. So, yes, it is. Arsenal's London as well. So it's Crystal Palace. I don't know. I don't live in. London is not my area. Just to go through and sorry to mention Trump, but he's a famous / notorious family. So it's a perfectly valid question. So Ivana, first wife, 1977 to 1990. Donald Jr., son, born 1977. Ivanka, daughter, born 81. Eric, son, born 84. Marla Maples, second wife, 1993 to divorced in 1999. Tiffany, born 1993. Melania, current wife. Melania, now married 2005. Barron, youngest child, born in 2006. Fred Trump, who was the father of Donald Trump, died in 1999. And Mary Ann Trump, who died in 2000, Donald Trump's mother. And they were indeed in chronological order on the right-hand side. 3 headliners per year for the 3 days of the festival. Eilish, McCartney and Kendrick Lamar in 2022. The Arctic Monkeys, Guns N' Roses and Elton John in 23. Dua Lipa, SZA and Coldplay in 2024, and the 1975 Neil Young and Olivia Rodrigo earlier this year. Well done if you got some points out of any of those. And let's end that round and go to the VR headset of news and check out the scores. Ads of distinction, indeed so. They were very distinctive ads. Let's take a look. Handful of people yet to score, but only a few. So lots of points going out there, lots of pity points by the looks of it. Still got managing to pick up 5. I've been saying scissor correctly for months, Shapes. I learnt that in a previous stream. Silver Electron Cola, Doorbane also on 5. Woolback, Shadowmane, and Down Up on 10. Now for Gizzer. A pity point party, something like that. Now we're into the full fat points now. Marcini, Mantissa, Flyboy, Conrad, Claire, and a Run, all grabbing 20. Jizzer. Oh, I see what you've done there, Shapes. You're a very bad man. I'm going to press my shame button because I nearly said, unless that is actually how to say it, you're just making me say rude things on stream. Moving on. Ralph, JR, Fetz on 25, Colin on 30, Toot on 40, Sam's on 45. I see, the thing is I genuinely don't know now. Let's press that button. Into our top 6, Fluffy's got 45, Ben's on 50, Solomon, Shapes, Doing Things, and AB Me joint top. That might be a personal record for the end of round 1. 4 players all finding the maximum minus bonus at 60 points for Solomon, Shapes, Doing Things, aka Oni, and AB Me. That's the end of round 1. No, I just think my headphones are broken. I might get some new headphones. Make Ben say naughty things. Still go, you have just burned through all of your race suggestion messages in about 5 minutes. And I'm here for it. Why are you hitting the door? Why are you hitting? Is someone here? Actually, it's not impossible someone's here, actually. He's hitting the door. If someone's here, they'll let him out in a minute. One bonus, one regular, 2 pity. Hey, however they add up, only... It's all good. It's at 30 points, I guess, then. 30 points for bonus answers. Oh, hello, CJ. Welcome on into the game. Lovely, lovely to have you here. Right, we've had enough time for people to come and join. I think we should do round 2. We've got another 3 boards coming up for you, but this time, one at a time. Let's play. 6 answers on this first board. You need to give me 1 answer, and you've got 30 seconds to do it. The key to this round is giving me the rarest answer, i.e. the answer that fewest of your colleagues in the hot seat game or the audience game will say. So bear in mind, all of your colleagues are also trying to think of the rarest answers, so sometimes the best strategy is to go for the most obvious answer because everyone's going to think, oh, I'm not going to say that because everyone's going to say it, and then you're the only one who says it. Sometimes that works, sometimes it backfires. It's entirely down to the question, I suppose. But you've got 30 seconds to give me one and only one answer, and the fewer people say it, the more points you get. If you give me a correct answer of any kind, you will get points. However, if you give me a wrong answer, you won't get any. 60 points if it is amongst the rarest answers, down to 10 points if the most people say it. That's the rules. So 6 answers on this board. I'm just trying to see how many people are going to be really sad that they don't get 60 points. I think there's at least 3 in the chat, if not 4, possibly even 5. Let's take a look. As we look at our first round 2 board, we're looking for one of the 6 Egyptian hieroglyphs used in rounds 1 and 2 of Only Connect. How many have we got in this game? 1, 2, 3. At least 3, possibly. Is Nando here? At least 3, possibly 4. Only Connect people. At least 3 Only Connect champions here as well. Keep them coming, keep them coming, keep them coming. Last few seconds. And Dorbane and Grams, you're just out of time, so you're not going to get any points for this one, unfortunately. Let me have a look at my wrong answers. That's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong. But that was the last question, so that's probably why. Oh, that answer I can't accept. There's a couple of answers here that that are close, but I can't accept, and a couple of blatantly wrong ones. So let's take a look at the wrong answers first of all. So Ankh, there is no Ankh, though that would be a good one. Reed it. There is one that's close to Reed Stilgar, but it's not close enough. I can't allow it. No answer from Dorbane. Pharaoh, no from Marcini. There's no cow, unfortunately, Flyboy. No answer from Grams. And again, CJ, you're pretty close with I, but there's one more piece of information that I needed, and I therefore cannot allow it. Just ran out of time. Bad luck there. Bad luck there, Naked Grams. Well, everyone else has got points, so let me calculate the points and see if you covered all 6. Oh, my goodness gracious me. You did not. For shame, with 3 Only Connect champions in the game, you still didn't manage to cover all 6 answers. Well, let's go through the ones that you did cover, and this might be a case of let's go for the rarest one, backfiring, because the one I think would probably have been the rarest answer has ended up being the most popular, but let's see how it pans out for you. There's one answer you didn't cover, but in reverse order, 8 players getting 20 points. For the Twisted Flax, very well done to AB Me, JR, Fetz, Cola, Shadowbane, Woollyback, Down Up, and Fluffy, all saying Twisted Flax. That's very amusing. I've just seen your notes, Prue. Very amusing. Yes, Twisted Flax, 8 players saying it, 20 points. Next one, 6 players getting 30 points for the 2 Reeds. Solomon, Ralph, Arun, Shapes, Mantissa, and Silver Electron. Yes, it is the 2 Reeds, not just Reed, unfortunately. Next, 5 players getting 40 points for Water, Ben, Claire, Doing Things, Toot, and Sam. Sparkling or still, says Prudence. Yes, the water hieroglyph is worth 40 points to you. 5. Very well played. Next up, just 2 players getting 50 points for the Horned Viper, Matt and Colin. Horned, or Horned if you prefer. But I think people insist on saying Horned Viper. And just 1 player getting 60 points. Very well done, Scooter702. For the Eye of Horus. That was the other answer that was nearly right, but we couldn't just accept I. We needed the Eye of Horus. Yes, Horny Viper, if you will. Very well played, Scooter. That's 60 points to you. The one you didn't cover, goodness me, and it's one of the ones that's for the wall. The lion, indeed, Solomon Dudley. Nobody getting the lion. The lion was omitted. Hello, my sweet. Thank you very much. Say again?
They do have slurs. They've got apple appetizer as well.
Oh, okay, I'll see how I feel about
I
it.
think it's quite good.
Okay, thank you. I just come in with
So are
a.
you turning your community into non-drinking?
No, I've told everyone that I'm off the booze for a bit. No, I've got this in a champagne flute. It says non-secco, non-secco, not prosecco. So I can still pretend. Although I've run out of coasters now because my desk is a bloody tip at the moment. Receipts everywhere. Right, you go there. Non-secco. Apparently it's appetizer of some sort. So that's nice. No secco was right. No secco was right. It was indeed. I had that conversation with her and she's yeah. I appreciate the gesture. Is what I will say. Anyway. Right. Let's clear that board out because you've all got most of you have got some points there, so very well done. Let's move on. I like this board. There's 5 answers on this board. Same rules as before. 30 seconds to give me the rarest answer. This is going to be an interesting one to see if you actually even know, and then how would you pick the rarest remains to be seen. But let's see how you get on with this. We're looking for a musical note that sits on a line of the bass clef, i.e. on the lines, not in the gaps. Just to clarify. He says with confidence. Yes. Yeah. That's why there's 5 answers, because there's 5 lines. Technically, isn't one not a cat? I think after about 9, the category board starts to disappear. And that's time. Oh, F's says BC. Oh, F's says BC. Is that a suggested answer? You should have. I mean, maybe you could have said that. Well, let's take a look at the wrong answers on that one. C, 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 E, C. No answer. C, C, and C flat. No, C flat wouldn't. Is wrong. And I'm gonna mark that as wrong, CJ, because technically. No, because C flat would still be in the space, because on the stuff, C, it would sound like a B, which would be on the line, but C flat would be notated in the gap. So, all cows eat grass is what you remember for the spaces of the bass clef. I was taught great big dogs from Africa. Proogs was taught great big dogs fear ants, but there are no doubt many mnemonics. I remember a student of mine when I was teaching this in high school came up with...
Great Britain doesn't fight America.
Say again?
Great Britain doesn't fight America.
Great Britain doesn't fight America, just coming in from
political private
from a political private secretary. Yes, from the concert pianist out in the hallway. It's just said, Great Britain doesn't fight America. We're going to make things political on such wholesome subjects such as music. Eat green beans, don't fart. Yeah, that's a good one. I was always taught every good boy deserves football. Growing up for the treble clef. But yes, I told you the answers, so let's just calculate the points. Did you cover them all? You did not cover them all, but we got a three-way a three-way tie in bottom place. 6 players each getting 40 points for F, JR, Shadowmane, Doing Things, Mantis, Silver Electron, and Sam's. Solomon, Matt, Arun, Shapes, Colin, and Woollyback for D. And Ralph still got Claire, Down Up, Grams, and Fluffy Bunny getting 40 points for G. Very well done. So 40 points for all of you. Just one player getting 50 points for B. That was 2. Very well played, 2. 50 points for you. And the one answer no one said was A, which is the top line of the staff. Great big dogs from Africa, where every good boy deserves football if you're in the treble clef. Harking back to Year 7 music. How many of you were not paying attention? That's
what a shame.
What a shame, could have had such joy. Anyway, very well done if you did get some points out of that. Let's clear the board. Yeah, C flat is technically sounds like a B, but on the staff it would appear as a C, so it wouldn't be on a line. Anyway, I like this question a lot, so harking back to some children's TV for you here, depending on your age. 30 seconds to give me the rarest of the following 5, or the following question, for which there are 5 answers. Name one of the Tracy brothers from the TV show Thunderbirds. Stave or Staff, Lewis. They're used interchangeably. I think one of them is plural. Stave might be like piano stave, and then staff is a single one. And that's time. There's a number of people putting Dick and Spencer as the answers there, which unfortunately are not correct. Let's take a look at the wrong answers. Dick, Jeff, Steve, Ed, Jake, James, Phil, Dick, James, Spencer, no answer, Dick, no answer, and George. All of those, I'm afraid, are incorrect, so no points to you, unfortunately. Now, I watched the original Thunderbirds with the strings and everything. Steve is a singular, Staves is a plural, a la the tarot card suit. But there's also staff. Stave and staves. Staff. I don't know. They're used interchangeably. Music questions later on in Risky Business, probably. Let's calculate the points. Did you cover all 5? You did, and this time we've got a 3-way tie at the top. So there's going to be 6 people getting 50 points because 2 people went for each of the 3. 2 people went for 3 answers and were tied. I never quite get the nomenclature of this game right. Anyway, let's go through them. 5 people getting 10 points for saying the answer I probably would have said. Virgil, Arun, Shapes, Claire, Shadowmane, and Down Up all saying Virgil. He was my favourite. He was number 2. He flew Thunderbird 2 and he wore the yellow sash. Next, 4 players getting 20 points for Alan, Colin, Woollyback, Toot, and Sams. Alan flew Thunderbird 3 and I think had an orange sash, I think. And then we've got ties. We've got a 3-way tie. You've covered all 5 answers. 2 players getting 50 points for Gordon. That's Ralph and Fluffy Bunes. Gordon was Thunderbird 4. Now, I want to say he was yellow. Well, the Thunderbird was yellow, but did he have a yellow? I can't remember what colour his sash was. But that was Gordon, Thunderbird 4. 2 people getting 50 points for John, who was Thunderbird 5, which was the space station. Thunderbird 4 was the underwater one. Cola and Solomon getting 50 points for John. Very well done there. And 2 players getting 50 points for my brother's favourite growing up, JR and Conrad, Scott Tracy getting 50 points. He flew Thunderbird 1. I probably tried, and then my parents wouldn't buy me any PVA glue, which was a staple of building things off Blue Peter. I would have desperately wanted to have built the Thunderbird Island from Blue Peter, because I was It's probably the first TV show I can probably say I was a super fan of. Interesting little nugget, which I didn't know. Each of Jeff, who was Thunderbird Senior, was named. Tracy Senior. Each of the sons was named after one of the Project Mercury astronauts: Scott Carpenter, John Glenn, Virgil Grissom, Gordon Cooper, and Alan Shepard. All of them cosmonauts, astronauts in their own rights. And a note here from Bruce: I know Royal Flyship will know all the craft operated by these crew. Indeed, he did, but he fell down on the colours of the sashes. Plot by the British government to make kids eat more yogurt to use the pots for it. Maybe that's what it is. To be honest, more campaigns like that from the government, it's probably not a bad thing, because yogurt's a good idea. Welcome on into the stream, Nathan. Nice to have you here. Right, that is the end of the board. It's the end of board 3, and it's the end of round 2, so let's clear that board and check out the scores. As we pop on over to the VR headset of news, let's see who we've got. CJ still looking to get off the mark, but Dorbane's got 5. Marcini and Flyboy on 20. Grams is on 40. Fetz and Sugar on 45. Scooter's got 60. Conrad's on 70. Silver Electron and Cola are on 75. It's a lot of core memory for most of us in voice chat. Yeah, quite. AVME, Shadowmane and Down Up are all on 80. Ben, Mantissa and Woollyback are on 90. Matt's also on 90, Arun's on 100, Claire's on 110, JR 135, Shapes and Doing Things are on 140, and to our top 6, Colin also on 140, Sans and Ralph on 145, Toots in third with 150, Fluffy's in second with 155, but way out in front with 180, it's Solomon. My. Well, those are the scores on the doors at the moment as we go into round 3, the last round before we get to our finale, where our top 3 players will come and battle it out for the gold, silver, and bronze medals. And on your radar as a kid, I think it was. I feel like it was quite quintessentially British. It was like a British institution, but I might be making that up. Was it British or was it American? I feel like they all had British accents. Lady Penelope certainly was British. But I honestly don't know. So maybe we imported it from the States. It was very popular. So my mum watched Thunderbirds. I mean, that's how old it is. Because my mum's older than I am. But believe it or not. Anyway, last opportunity to come and join before we kick into round number 3. If no one else is going to come and join, then we'll lock it up and we'll play on round 3. What is happening with you headphones? First season's on YouTube. I'm older than I. Is that really? This is unsurprising. Maybe me. If he was, yeah, we went to some weird sort of. Yeah, let's not go there. Let's not go down that road. I think that's probably best. Right, moving on. Chonky boards. Yes, we've got an 11, 11, and a 12 for a total of 34 answers across these 3 boards. Rules are pretty much the same as round 1. Give me up to 3 answers within 60 seconds, and they again can come from anywhere. 3 from one, 2 from one, and 1 from another, or 1 from each. But again, you get points for being the first person to name them, or you get some pity points if you come within spitting distance of being the first person to name them, i.e. within 5 seconds. As before, there are 3 bonuses, 1 on each board, which are worth an extra 50% of points, and each correct answer is now worth 40, with 60 points available for the bonuses. Technically, there's 180 points up for grabs in this round if you can find all 3 bonuses. So be fast, be furious, get the correct answers in as quickly as you can from anywhere on the boards. You have got 60 seconds on the clock, and we are looking for one of the principal characters in the musical Hamilton, a UK #1 single by the Beatles, or one of the UK's top 12 most popular cocktails. According to the survey I have here, and we'll tell you about after the question has concluded. There's our first bonus, and our second bonus, Espresso Martini on a Hard Day's Night, going to Oni and Charlemagne respectively. Still another bonus over on the left, if you can go through some Hamilton characters. Hamilton, the one, it does seem to be taking a little bit longer. We've got a few answers left in the middle, 3 in the middle, 4 on the right, still got 7 over on the left-hand side. 30 seconds to go now, so keep pressing and guessing. You keep guessing while I keep smoking my pipe. George Washington goes for the third bonus. All bonuses uncovered. Well done to AD Me there. Last 10 seconds, last couple of opportunities to get some answers in if you are quick. And that is time. There's the final whistle. Very well done if you got some points out of that. You've done jolly well. 34 answers were up there. You found 27 out of them, just missing 2 on the left. The Hamilton board took a little minute to get going, but you seem to have done quite well in the end. 2 of the missing Beatles ones in the middle, and 3 of the cocktails over on the right. Matt's first triple. Congratulations, Matt. Very well played. Right, let's take a look at those missing answers. Over on the left, Philip Hamilton and Hercules Mulligan. Philip, and I have no notes on them. I've got notes on Eliza Schuyler Hamilton, who's a Schuyler sister, and Angelica Schuyler is another Schuyler sister. Peggy is the third, but she's not an answer on here because, of course, the answers in this round are not exhaustive, which I probably should have mentioned at the beginning. The Beatles ones. There's a note here from Prue saying the Beatles are overrated. Oh, and I've also got a note saying we need both first and second names on that first board, as there are several shared surnames. Which is if you typed Schuyler, it probably didn't count on its own. Beatles, these are actually, the ones on the board here are actually the Beatles' first 11 #1 UK hits. The ones you missed, I Want to Hold Your Hand and I Feel Fine. The first one, From Me to You, was 5th of January 1963, and their 11th, which was Yellow Submarine, Eleanor Rigby, released as a double A side of the 8th of January 1966. Very well done if you got any of those. And over on the other side, this is according to Class magazine, which is the leading magazine for the UK bartending industry. You missed out a whiskey sour, an amaretto sour, and a Paloma. Paloma is a tequila, lime juice, and grapefruit soda. Amaretto sour, amaretto liqueur, lemon juice and syrup, and a whiskey sour, whiskey, lemon juice, and syrup. Old fashioned seems to be the popular go-to choice. I'm personally not a big whiskey drinker, so but that's a combination of whiskey, sugar, and bitters. Out of the ones on there, I mean, where's Sex on the Beach? I would probably have had a Sex on the Beach. A Blue Lagoon, although I've got to stop ordering cocktails in Wetherspoons. But yes, it's Aperol Spritz, 3 parts Prosecco, 2 parts Aperol, and 1 part soda water. They all sound disgusting to me, if I'm being completely honest. But I'd have a Manhattan, which is the only thing with gin in that I tend to drink. Manhattan's very nice, gin and vermouth and orange juice. It's quite smooth. Where's Sex on the Beach? Indeed so. Where's Sex on the Beach? Right, that's the end of that board. It's the end of the round. So let's go to the VR headset of news and check out the scores and who our finalists are. Also, mojito. Yeah, mint, though. Let's take a look. Dorbane on 10. CJ yet to score, but still time to get points in the last round. Dorbane on 10. Marcini 25. Grams on 40. Still going on 45. Flyboy on 60. Conrad on 70. Woolly back on 90. Mantissa and Scooter on 100. Claire on 115. Cola also on 150. Silver Electron 120. Ben and Fetz on 135. JR 140. Arun 145. Ralph on 150, Fluffy and Down Up on 160, Shapes is on 180, as is Colin. AB Me is tied on 190 as we go to our top 6. Janamain also on 190, Toots in 5th with 195, Oni in 3rd with 205. It's Matt in, Oni in 4th with 205. It's Matt in 3rd, just 5 points clear with 210. Then a bit of a jump up to Sam in 2nd with 265 and leading the pack with 300. It's Solomon. Very well done to you, top 3. It's going to be Solomon, Sam and Matt in the final. 35 points between Solomon and Sam, 55 points between Sam and Matt. So very much a gold medal favouring Solomon here, but it is not over till it's over. Congratulations to our 3 finalists. I have decided that I do not like apple ties. There we go. That's something I learned today that I did not know. Oh, that's repulsive. I appreciate the gesture, but I will not be drinking any more of that. So I put it over there next to my work laptop. Because the fan's not in the way and it's a flimsy plastic champagne flute and I don't want it to blow over on my computer. So I put it over there where it won't be blown over by anything. It's coarse and rough. Yeah, it's hard to drink. It's coarse and rough. It gets everywhere. One of those drinks that you light on fire. Yeah, you do get the flaming things. I mean, I'm sure I've had an apple ties before and enjoyed it, but not that though, not that. You're going to be getting a limited edition distinction cup because we ran. Yes, that's very true. Anyway, we've got our 3 finalists. Let's see what they make of our final question as we go to our distinction final. So Solomon's out in front with 300, Sam's in 2nd with 265, and Matt is in 3rd with 210. They've got an opportunity to try and hang on to those points. They won't get any more than that in this round. They can only go down or stay the same, because in just a minute, I'm going to give our remaining players, that's those who are not in the final, crap, let's not fall down on the keyboard, please. Those who are not in the final are going to be given 60 seconds to give me up to 5 answers to one final question. There is a caveat I need to give with this question, which I will read immediately after the question appears, so please do listen carefully after the question has started. It won't appear on your devices. You'll need to listen to me, and there is a caveat. In case you're shouting at the screen, why isn't this answer being accepted? It's because I need to give this clarification. Particularly important for our 3 finalists, and I will repeat it again later on. So 60 seconds to give me up to 5. As before, the rarer the answer is, the more points it is worth. So my advice is always, for the first 30 seconds, try and think of some rare ones. In the last 30 seconds, if you're struggling for rare ones, go for some of the more obvious ones, because those obvious ones are still worth points. Probably not as many, but they will still be worth some points. Once you've done that in the audience, we'll go left to right and right to left of our finalists. They need to give me 2 answers, one at a time. And for every player in the audience game who gave the answer that our finalist gives, they will lose 5 points. If they give me an incorrect answer, or 20 or more players said it, they lose the maximum of 100 points. And if nobody in the audience game said it, then they lose no points and retain their score. And at the end of 2 passes, whoever has got the most points will be our gold medalist. Runner-up will be silver and 3rd will be bronze. In the event of a tie, advantage will be given to Solomon over Sam and Sam over Matt, i.e. the order you came in. Hopefully that all makes sense. And then whatever points you've started with, finalists, we'll add that onto what you end with, and that will be your final lobby score total and give you your penny count. Hopefully that all makes sense. Hopefully everyone is also ready to answer this question. There are 10, 15, 20... 5, 10, 15, 22 answers on this board, and I will tell you more about them over the coming time. And do remember to listen for this clarification. Very best of luck in the audience. You've got 60 seconds to name a Muppet. For clarity, we're looking specifically for those considered main characters of The Muppet Show. Characters created for Sesame Street or Fraggle Rock do not appear on this list. So disregard characters created for Sesame Street or Fraggle Rock, but specifically main characters of The Muppet Show. Okay, 40 seconds to go. There's 22 answers on this board. "30 seconds now. Shadowmane's the first to find 5. Well done there. Oni has now found 5 as well. You're close with that answer, whoever put that. That was marked wrong. Woollyback. There's an answer you put, quite a long answer. It's similar, but more condensed. Shapes, Conradalat, Claire, Lupine, Colin, Cola, Fluffy, Stilgar, JR, CJ, a run, jogging, naked grandma, Arden Fets, all finding 5, and that is time. Very well done, audience players. I can tell you that 115 answers have been played. As per the note, not a cat, we're looking specifically for those considered main characters of The Muppet Show. That is the only information that I have. We have 115 correct answers that have been played, and there are 5 distinct answers. Of the 22 available, 5 of them were not said by any player in the lobby game. So we'll go Solomon, Sam, Matt, Matt, Sam, Solomon. You're looking for the rarest answers to try and retain your scores. Very best of luck to you all, and Solomon, can I have your first answer, please? The algorithm working hard there, Bruce. What are we saying? Rizzo the Rat. Rizzo the Rat. Is that a right answer, Rizzo the Rat? Yes, it is. Good start for you there. Rizzo the Rat. I have no notes on Rizzo the Rat. It was a correct answer, but how many people in our audience game said Rizzo the Rat? 4 of them. You're down to 280, losing 20 points there. So, relatively safe answer, or maybe a rare answer. I'm not quite sure. We haven't got any other points of reference just yet. But you're still in the lead, Solomon. Let's go on to Sam. Sam, your first answer, please. Bunsen Honeydew. Dr. Bunsen Honeydew. Sounds about right. Yes, absolutely. Dr. Bunsen Honeydew, scientist extraordinaire. It's a right answer, Sam. How many people said Dr. Bunsen Honeydew? 7 going for Dr. Bunsen Honeydew. You're down 35 points to 230. Still in second place ahead of Matt, because there was quite a spread of the scores early on. But all it takes is one wrong answer, and it could change the tide of this game. But at the moment, you're still in second. We're going to come to Matt. Matt, can I have your first answer, please? Sam the Eagle. Sam the Eagle. Is that a right answer? Yes, Sam Eagle is a correct answer, described as a cross between Uncle Sam and the bald eagle, which is the US national bird and symbol, with a dash of Richard Nixon. Which sounds horrifying, personally, to me. But it's a right answer there, Matt. Sam the Eagle. How many people said Sam the Eagle? Ooh, quite a few. 9 players going for Sam the Eagle. You're losing 45 points there, down to 165. All getting a correct answer. No distinct answers found from any of you, and no change to the ordinal positions after the first pass. So we'll go the other way and see if things change up. Matt, I'm coming right back to you. Can I have your second answer, please? Robin Frog. Robin Frog. I'm just having to check something now. I might have to go higher up. Prudes, I might need to refer to you for a ruling on this one, for some tension. Just to clarify, because it's fairly obvious what's happening now, that name is not on my list, Matt. But I've heard of Robin the Frog, so I need to get some clarity from Prudes if that's just an oversight or if he didn't appear or is not considered a main character of The Muppet Show. So Prudes, if you're able to come to DMs possibly, can you offer me a ruling on this? I'm just trying to get some information. Stimpson, who proofed as well, and possibly Lewis, if you're able to weigh in on this. Thank you, Proops. Please do stand by, everyone. We will be back with you shortly. Oh, Matt! Has Matt got there? Have you found it? I mean, I'm just looking at the Muppets wiki here, and I hope I'm the only one doing this, and the people I specifically asked. The debut was 1971 television special, The Frog Prince, as the prince turned to frog. Oh, you've just remembered the clarification. Are you... I've got a message from Simpsons Angle. Okay, I'm going to go with that. I'm going to let the cat out of the bag. Matt, the ruling is coming down. Yes, it is Kermit's nephew, but I think the ruling is coming down. That this, I was going to wait to see what Proogs has to say on it as well. Wasn't on your source. In which case, I'm afraid, Matt, we have to go with that being an incorrect answer. Bad luck. Oh, sorry to break the tension with a last-minute ruling. This happens when I get a question that I'm not as au fait on myself. Robin Frog, I'm afraid, is not a correct answer. So, Matt is going to be getting the bronze medal. It's going to come down to Sam and Solomon as a battle for the gold. Advantage very much with Solomon. Let's see what Sam can do. Sam, can I have your second answer, please? Ralph. Ralph. Is that a dog? Ralph the dog, the pianist dog. Indeed so. Very well played, Sam. That is a correct answer. How many people said Ralph the dog? Just the 2. Not a bad answer at all. Losing 10 points, you're down to 220. Now, pressure on Solomon a little bit here. There's 60 points clear, which means they need to find an answer that has been said by 12 or fewer players. If they can find an answer that has been said by 12 or fewer players, and it's correct, then Solomon's going to take the gold. If not, it could go to Sam. So you've got to get a correct answer still, Solomon. And ideally, one with 12 or fewer players if you'd like that gold medal. Can I have your second answer, please? Beaker. Beaker. Is Beaker a right answer? Me. Is that Beaker? Dr. Bunsen Honeydew's assistant. Beaker is a correct answer. Now, how many people... What do we have? 7 went for Dr. Bunsen Honeydew. How many people said Beaker? We're looking for 12 or fewer. Let's take a look. Oh, exactly 12. You lose 60 points, which puts you tied with Sam. But because you came in with the lead, it is going to be gold for you. Gore, photo finish. Look at that. But you have just about done enough. 12 people going for Beaker. And it's enough just to eke out that gold. So at the end of 2 passes, it's a bronze for Matt, a silver for Sam. But your gold medalist of distinction tonight is Solomon. Oh, very well played there, Solomon. Good hustle. Just beating Sam to the gold medal. Let's just take a look at your medal cabinets just before we go on. That is your second medal for distinction, Solomon. You've got a lobby medal, and now you've got a gold to go with it as well. Very well played. For Samster, where's distinction? That's your 4th silver medal in distinction, Samster. And Matt, that is your first medal in distinction, full stop. It's a bronze one, so very well played. They will be added to your cabinets later on. We've got a lobby medal to award for our best non-finalists as well, which we'll find out in a minute. But first of all, let's go through these answers in order of popularity. Beaker was one of the most popular answers up there. 12 players said it, and 14 points if you did say Beaker in the audience game. Another 12-pointer was Miss Piggy, getting 14 points for the 12 players who said Miss Piggy. And then Kermit the Frog, who's obviously Robin the Frog's uncle. 11 players going for Kermit the Frog. Beaker was a more popular answer than Kermit the Frog, which slightly surprises me. But again, maybe players going for the less obvious answers, perhaps. But 16 points if you said Kermit. 10 players going for Animal, a percussionist of some note. 20 points for the 10 players who said Animal. 10 players going for Gonzo the Great, an eccentric hooked-nosed creature and stunt performance enthusiast. 20 points for Gonzo. 9 going for Sam the Eagle, who we had earlier on from Matt. 22 points there. 7 going for Dr. Bunsen Honeydew, which we had from Sam for 26 points. 7 going for the Swedish chef, who speaks in Cod Swedish. 26 points if you said the Swedish chef. 6 going for Statler, who is named after the Hotel Statler Hilton in New York City. 30 points if you're one of the 6 who said Statler. And 30 points if you're one of the 6 who said his partner Waldorf, named after the Hotel Waldorf Astoria in New York City. 5 players getting Fozzie Bear for 32 points, an insecure bad comedian, but we love him. 4 players getting Dr. Teeth, the gravelly-voiced leader and keyboard player of the Electric Mayhem. 40 points for Dr. Teeth. 40 points for Janice. Very well done. Vocalist and lead guitar for the Electric Mayhem. 40 points for Rizzo the Rat for the 4 players who said that from that we had earlier on from Solomon. 4 going for Scooter for 40 points, the stage manager of the Muppet Theatre. 2 going for Camilla the Chicken. Well done, Fets and Shapes. Camilla the Chicken, the main hen and Gonzo's longtime girlfriend. Ralph the Dog that we had from Sam Cola and Down Up, getting 44 points for that. And then our distinct answers: Floyd Pepper, the vocalist and bass player for the Electric Mayhem. Lips, who's the trumpetist or trumpeter for the Electric Mayhem. Pepe the King Prawn, who is a scheming and sassy Latino King Prawn, of course. Nobody going for Walter, not Waldorf, but Walter, who's a character created for the 2011 film The Muppets. So that one was included to answer the question that the player asked earlier, and I didn't have that in my notes at the time, but yes, that was included. And Zoot, saxophonist for the Electric Mayhem. Those are your answers. And Lingomaniac, welcome to the stream. I like that. Those are the answers that I had in front of me, not a canvas. So yeah. That is the end of the final, the end of the round, and the end of the game. So let's, for one final time, go to the VR headset of news and check out who our lobby winner is going to be. The scores on the doors: Marcini on 41, Flyboy on 60, CJ 92, Dorbane 100, still got 145, Grams 164, Scooter 176, Ben 199, Manchester and Conrad cracking 200, Wooly back on 202, Claire on 223, Silver Electron 240, Cola 247, AB Me 266, Fets 269, Ralph 272, Matt getting the bronze medal on 275, JR 276, a Run 285, Colin 296, Fluffy 300, Toot 307, and into our top 6, Shadowmay 310, Down Up 324, Doing Things on 327, it's Shapes who takes the lobby medal on 344, Sam getting the silver with 485, and Solomon with a whopping 520 is our gold medalist. Shapes, that is your 3rd distinction lobby medal. Very well played. That is the end of the game, and that was it. That's the end of the scores and the end of the game. Well, very well done to all our medalists and to everyone who got some points out of that. You will get pennies paid out to your banks as soon as the credits roll in just a minute. Thank you very much as well to Proogs for a really, really fun pack, a nice light pack of distinction this Thursday evening. Very much appreciated for your efforts, and of course to Stimpson's Angle for writing it as well. I beg your pardon, for proofing it as well. Thank you very much, both of you, for your efforts. Now, we've got another game coming up. It's going to be coming up after the break. I'm going to play adverts if it'll let me again, but there will definitely be nothing happening during this ad break, so I'll make sure the adverts are going during the downtime. And when we return, excuse me, we are going to be playing Risky Business as written by me. Very excited to share one of my own packs with you. I don't do quite as much writing for this channel anymore because we've got such a wonderful array of writers anyway, but sometimes it's nice just to keep my foot in the door, and I do enjoy writing for Risky Business. So I hope you are going to enjoy these questions as much as I've enjoyed writing them. Many thanks to Lewis, who's proofed it somewhat at the last minute because I've been slightly monopolised with doing Google that fixes in my spare time, and I've just had to squeeze Risky Business in when I can. But it got done. Lewis didn't completely destroy it, crucify it in his proofing. Lewis is a very thorough proofer, and actually broadly it came out he was happy, I think, so that I take that as a positive sign, positive indictment, and I do hope you'll stick around to play it. That's coming up in about 5, you stick that on your CV, mate. That's coming up in about 5 minutes time, and I do hope you'll stick around for it. Thank you again to Proogs for that pack of distinction, to Stimson for proofing it, congratulations to our medalists, and thank you all very much for playing along. I hope you've had fun. I'll see you for even more game night in just a few minutes time. So you had one note before, as I think Matt the Sprat noticed, and now you're getting the rest of the track. This is Funk Soul A by Steve Mushrush and Da. I imagine that probably continues, but it truncates for me at that point. Anyway, Distinct Pennies. Because why not? Have some distinct pennies, 78 of them to be exact, by talking distinct pennies. Adverts coming up and some funk for those of you who are subscribed. And when we return, it's my own pack of risky business, which I'm very much looking forward to sharing with you. And I do hope you'll stick around for it. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back. What is happening with this track? Yes, Classy Disco Dance by Laurent Bernadotte. Yes, I think that's less of that. So yeah, that thing that the bonus is breaking, I'm going to go back and check the VOD and see if it actually happened at the end of the countdown, or if it happened like before the end of the countdown. Because yeah, I can't think of any good reason why that coroutine is just stopping. But yeah. Anyway, how are the adverts? I hope they were good fun. What do we do? We're loading risky business. I'm trying to multitask. I'm really bad at it. Royal, 16th of October. There we go. Good. Hello. So this just in, breaking news. That glass that I thought was appletized, and I said, "Oh God, that's awful." Turns out it wasn't appletized. It was non-alcoholic prosecco. And then when I realised that, and I tried it again, I thought it still wasn't my favourite thing. But I think that's because I've been drinking sweet things. I've been drinking squash for most of the night, and when my brain was conditioned to expect non-alcoholic prosecco, it tasted better. But I think because I was expecting appletized and I tried it, I thought it was appalling. So I now have got a glass of apple, despite saying I've got a squash on the go. I've got a squash on the go. I now have a glass of appletized over there, which is very exciting. Davidovich, Maxio, welcome both of you to the stream. Lovely to have you here. And there's a bit of a chat going on about a potential rule change in Distinction over in the Discord at the moment. Do go way into that in the suggestions section if you're not already in the Discord. Now, what have we got coming up? It's all very exciting because I know that Ash did a poker face last night, which I hear very good reports about, very good reviews. Unfortunately, I was unable to make it myself. We had a midweek roast last night. I cooked roast beef and it was glorious. And we had a non-computer night, which was quite encouraging. Now, Ash, though, who I should shout out, let me shout out Ash the Bash, because he's a great friend of the community and fellow interactive quiz streamer. But he's a little bit not quite sure what's going on, because I know he's had a couple where he's had to not stream. He hasn't got a fixed schedule at the moment, but I think according to the schedule I've got up here, the plan for tomorrow is Relativity, 1,000 Heartbeats, and All Clued Up. But I think All Clued Up happened a couple of days ago, but it's scheduled for then as well. I know Outright didn't happen last night, so that's been because there were some issues, but it sounded from what he said like it was quite close to completion. So might be that some Outright appears tomorrow, which would be a great thing to tune in for. But he's got Duke Drop and Outright next Wednesday. So Outright definitely happening next Wednesday by the sounds of it. So do go and give him a follow if you want even more quiz in your life. Over on this side of things, let me have a little look at my schedule, because this coming Saturday, as I intimated earlier on, we have got a slightly more serious stream where we've got Battlefront, The Escape Artist, and The Purge, written by JR, John, and Oni, respectively. So nice and light and fluffy tonight, and serious and battle-y on Saturday. Do come along for that. It's the 18th of October from 8 p.m. right here if you're around. If you're just here for the weekday stream next Thursday, I've got Crossfire, which is also by me, which I think I've got one question left to write for, so I'm slightly more ahead of the curve with that one. We've got Danger Zone by Zeus, and The Abyss by the Lupine one. That's next Thursday, so another fairly serious stream next Thursday. And all of that is to obviously counterbalance the following Saturday, which is a lighter stream again, which is Bamboozle by Vertigo, Data Leak by Samster, and the relaunch of Google That, for which I will have written the question pack. I'm still building the software at the moment, so I haven't finished. I haven't even started thinking about the questions just yet. But Google That is back Saturday week with universal controller compatibility. Might be a couple of new rounds in there, which is very exciting, and just new reskinned graphics, but all the classic fun of Google That you've come to know and love over the years. It is one of my earliest formats, and my second format after Danger Zone, and it's been on hiatus for about 3 or 4 seasons now, but I'm looking forward to bringing it back with hopefully a template style and a question style that will make it a little bit more accessible for writers, because it is a tricky one to write for well. It's really good fun to play, but it's quite challenging to write for it and get a really good pack out of it. So looking forward to seeing how that plays out. That's Saturday week, the 25th of October, the return of Google That. Please do come along for that. But before all of that, we have got the small matter of Risky Business. Also written by me. It's been proofed by Lewis. I'm very grateful to Lewis for coming in and proofing this one for me. I really enjoyed writing this, and I think there's some fun questions in here tonight, including a couple of throwbacks to questions that we heard from Vertigo. Entirely convergent thinking. It wasn't planned as such. Yeah, I think we're going to have a lot of fun with this pack of Risky Business. So if you want to play, make sure you've got the universal controller right there, and come and join the game, because as we all know, hexagons are the bestagons. It's time for Risky Business. It's Risky Business! Welcome to the game, and if you want to play, FVXQ is the code you need on the universal control. As our hexagons spiral into position, do come and join the game. This pack written by me, proofed by Lewis. I think we're going to have fun. I think we're going to have a lot of fun. Do come and join us. The thing is, I've been doing this gig for so long now. I've been doing it like 6 years. When it comes to writing questions, when I first started, I used to write all the questions myself. And it was just, I don't know how I came up with so many questions with such regular. They probably weren't very good, is probably the simple answer to that. Having to write fewer questions is good for me. And I find I struggle much more writing questions these days than I used to. I don't know if it's possibly partly because the quality has become so very high in this community that I sort of feel like I've got to live up to that standard, which is it can be a bit tricky. But I really enjoyed writing these, and please do come and join us for a bit of fun. It's a nice, fun game, Risky Business, and there's a good variety of stuff. There is some typical Ben core, as Lewis likes to call it, so there are some subjects that are my sort of favourite things to write around, but there's some things outside of the ordinary as well, and it's very much a pack of make Ben say things in places as well, so we'll see what happens. Do come and join the game. Maybe there's a not a Tchaikovsky question. Or maybe I'm saving that for my Crossfire pack. Look forward to the Tory round. Actually, well, you know what the questions are, Lewis. You looked at them. You've read them in advance. Right, I'm going to give you another minute or so to come and join. Maybe till the end of this this first loop, and then we're going to get on with the quiz. I'll just have a glance at my messages, my WhatsApp messages. Oh, did anyone else get hit by the world's crappiest apocalypse earlier in the week? It was Monday, I think. Vodafone went down, and honestly, I thought the world had ended because I'm on Vodafone with my mobile, but also on Vodafone for my home internet. So all of a sudden, I found myself with no 4G, no 5G, no wireless internet, no wired internet. I sort of had to walk down the road and went to the grocer's and says, "Your internet gone." And one of them, their internet had gone because they were on Vodafone, and one of them hadn't. And honestly, it was work. It's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I was like, I just haven't got the internet. I didn't even have WhatsApp because, of course, WhatsApp's all done through the internet now. The only thing I could do was text. I could text the project manager of who I was literally about to start a meeting with when everything died, and I could send her an old-fashioned SMS. Which was all I could do, because it was, and it was like, is this how the world ends? Just with this is so annoying. But it turns out it didn't end, and the internet was back 2 hours later. But my God, it was deeply distressing, and It's just only when that sort of thing happens, you say, "Oh, the internet's gone. I can't do any work today." The problem was, work was the only thing I could do because the project I'm working on is just in an IDE, so I didn't actually need internet access. And all of the things that I could have done to procrastinate, like Netflix or YouTube, all required the internet or 5G. So, yes, I actually ended up getting quite a lot done on Monday afternoon with no internet distractions there. So, being a 13-year-old in a TV drama. Am I? I don't know about that. People love it when things break. It's like, I can't work from home, can't work. Are you doing the show? Yes, I am doing the show. That is currently taking over my life. That and Google That are currently taking over my life. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the show actually. So I'm going to be in studio for that one, which means actually there might be a stream that I plan to do that I won't now be able to do because I'm going to be in studio at some point. But yeah, right. I said I was going to give you a minute. I've given you about 3. So I'm not allowed to say anything, Arun. I'm very much under DNA at the moment. DNC, R&D. What's the? NDA. That's the initial. Thank you. NDA is the initialism I'm after. Lovely, 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 lovely. Right, I think that's quite long enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 30 players in the lobby. And Clive and Legend, welcome to the stream. Lovely to have you here. Bring back questions, Jerry. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. Oh, that camera's wrong there. I should probably not slouch so much, then it would be good. Anyway, on with the game! Many thanks to Lewis for proofing this pack of Risky Business. It's been written by me, so you probably know what you're in for. And Picard 1961, I remember the world without internet. I think I was 40 before I got it. Well, I was about 14, I think, before I got the internet, maybe a little bit younger. And welcome to the stream, first time chatter. Lovely to have you with us. If you want to play, incidentally, if you've not come along before, you need the Universal Controller, which is there, and the room code, which is there. You can join at any time if you want to just sort of get into grips with it, or if you just want to sit and watch, that's fine too. Welcome on in. Let's lock the lobby and play Risky Business. Okie dokie, 30 of you in, and I'm looking forward to sharing this trivia with you. Very, very, very much. So let's see what we've got in round 1. It's favourable odds, and in this round you need to select the correct answers from the 5 presented options within 15 seconds. With each question, the number of risk points available increases, whilst the number of correct answers decreases. So there's 4 out of 5 correct on the first, and you get 2 points if you can find one. Then there's 3 out of 5, and you get 3 points. Then there's 2 out of 5, and you get 5. And for the last one, there'll only be 1 correct answer, and it's worth double points if you choose to play. Incorrect answer at any time will reduce your risk points to 0. However, if you abstain, it will preserve your current risk. So remember, you don't have to play. If you're looking at the options and thinking, ooh, I don't fancy a punt, I've got some points behind, let's not risk it, you can abstain and preserve those points. To play the 4th question of each set, you've got to choose to risk based on the answers alone. Okay, based on just the answers. You won't see the question, you've got to decide whether you're going to risk or not. That question is going to be worth double your risk points, but only one of the answers will be correct. And if you choose to risk, abstention will be treated as an incorrect answer. On the 4th one of the set, you can't abstain, so just bear that in mind when we get there. 3 sets of 4 questions in this round, and the very best of luck to you all. So, let's see what our first question brings, and our options are Lancaster, Greater London, West Sussex, Tyne and Wear, East Riding of Yorkshire. Identify one of the current UK ceremonial counties. Five players getting a wrong answer. Rather more boring than I was expecting on that first question. The wrong answer was Lancaster, which is a city in the county of Lancashire, not a county in and of itself. Greater London, Tyne and Wear, East Riding of Yorkshire, and of course West Sussex, are all counties in the UK, ceremonial counties, which means they aren't really used for anything much, probably. Certainly not postcodes anymore. Well done. If you got some points there, 2 points on the board if you gave me one of the right answers. On to our next question. 3 correct answers here, and your options are: maybe you don't have to play. Knitting needles, corkscrew, cricket bat, nail clippers, umbrella. Identify an item that you can legally carry in your hand luggage from a UK airport. It's one of the most interesting things I found out about during the writing of this. It's a corkscrew and a cricket bat are the wrong answers. Cricket bats and corkscrews can only travel in hold luggage. Corkscrew presumably because it's a stabbing implement, and a cricket bat presumably because it's just a heavy weapon, or it might be size, I'm not sure, but they both have to travel in hold luggage. I don't think you can do as much damage as you could do with a corkscrew, you could probably do with knitting needles as well, or indeed an umbrella. And nail clippers also fine, but umbrella, knitting needles and nail clippers all fine. on planes, but not corkscrews or cricket bats. Everyone attempting, remember, you don't have to play if you're not sure. We've got a couple of wipeouts there. Some players on, a lot of players on 5, a handful on 3. One more before the risk question. Only 2 correct answers here out of 5. 5 points if you can find one. You don't have to play. Here are your options. Finland, China, Soviet Union, Italy, Japan. Identify one of the Allied powers in World War II. Just the one abstention there from Shapes, playing it safe and hanging on to his 5. The right answer is China and the Soviet Union. So the big 4 were the UK, the USA, the Soviets, and China. The others, Italy, Japan, and Finland, were all members of the Axis powers. Of course, Italy, Japan, and of course Germany were the 3 main Axis powers. I thought Germany might be a little bit too obvious as the wrong answer. Although apparently Finland never signed the tripartite pact. It fought alongside Germany and against the Soviets. So it didn't sign the pact, but it was allied with the Axis powers. The official government position was one of co-belligerence with the Germans. So Finland were on the Axis side during the Second World War. Bad luck if you gave a wrong answer there. Well done if you're on 10. Quite a few players on 10 here. So we go to the risk question. I'm going to show you the options. Only one of these will be right, but I won't show you the question. You've got to decide to bank or risk based on the question. Based on the options alone. If you choose not to risk, we'll put your points safely into the bank. If you do choose to risk, you've got to play it for double points. Best of luck. Here are your options. The parting of the Red Sea, the raising of Lazarus, the feeding of the 5,000, the wedding at Cana, the conversion of Paul. Bank or risk? And just the 5 having a go here. Ben, Clive, Stilgar, Flyboy, and Jay Risky Biz. Everyone else, points have gone safely into the bank. You will not be able to answer this one, but Ben, Clive, Stilgar, Flyboy, and JR, you must give me an answer, and if you want to double your points, it's got to be correct. Best of luck. Here's your question. Identify an event that features in the Old Testament of the Bible. Look at that, 5 for 5. That's what you're looking for, says BC. And Pruggs, you should have played Pruggs, unless you knew what the question was going to be but didn't know what the answer was. All 5 risking it, doubling up their points. Oh, you were wiped out. Ah, that'll be why. It was the parting of the Red Sea was in the Old Testament. Moses parted the Red Sea in Exodus, 2nd book of the Old Testament. Lazarus was raised in the Gospel of John. It's where we get the shortest verse of the Bible, Jesus wept. Paul's conversion is referenced in both the Pauline epistles and in Acts of the Apostles. The feeding of the 5,000 appears in all 4 of the Gospels, and the 4,000 also appears in Matthew and Mark, and the wedding at Cana appears in the Gospel of John, which was Jesus' first miracle. All of those, however, are in the New Testament of the Bible, not the Old Testament. I haven't told you about my computer blowing up this week, have I? I'll tell you more about that later on. Let's put those points into the bank. I don't want to tempt fate, because it's all going so well at the moment. And we'll have another set of 4 questions. Here's another 5 options. 4 of them are right. 2 points if you can find one. Here they are. Mazurkas, etudes, ballads, serenades, nocturnes. Identify a collection of pieces written by Frédéric Chopin. And I probably should have pronounced that ballades, not ballads. Ballades. Mazurkas, etudes, ballades, serenades, nocturnes. Welcome to the game, Natter. You'll get the option to answer on the next question. Still going for serenades. Everyone else finding one of the right answers. Yes, mazurkas, etudes, ballades, and nocturnes. 2 books of 12 etudes, opus 10 and opus 25. 11 sets of 3 to 5 mazurkas. 8 sets of 2 to 3 nocturnes, and 4 ballades or ballads. He also wrote sonatas, concerti, preludes, scherzos, polonaises, and impromptus, all for the piano. He did not write any pieces styled serenade. And yes, I am being influenced by the 19th International Chopin competition, which is taking place in Warsaw at the moment, and I've been listening to pretty much non-stop because it's all being streamed live from YouTube, as I'm sure you all have as well. There's just some remarkable pianists on it this year, so yeah, that may have been tangentially influential on me. Well done if you got some points. Let's play on. 5 more options coming up. 3 of them are correct answers. 3 points if you can find one, and you do not have to play. Here are your options. Elephants reflecting swans. The enigma of Mussolini. The great masturbator. Galacid desoxyribonucleic acid. Dream caused by the flight of a bee around a pomegranate a second before awakening. Identify a painting by Salvador Dali. The top 2 are wrong, the bottom 3 are right. What a surreal question indeed. So, yeah, I love Dali, as I'm sure you all know. I went for the one I'm certain you didn't make up. So yeah, the Great Masturbator, 1929. Dream caused by the flight of a bee around a pomegranate a second before awakening, 1944. Galacid desoxyribonucleic acid, which is its full name and it's one word. Apologies for the mesh going so small. That was 1963. Elephants reflecting swans. A few of you falling into that trap. I have it on my wall on the wall in my bedroom. It's actually swans reflecting elephants, not elephants reflecting swans. That's from 1937. And the last one, the Enigma of Mussolini, from 1939, is actually the Enigma of Hitler, not the Enigma of Mussolini. I know, I'm so mean, Clive. Oh, swans reflecting heffalumps. It's a gorgeous painting, actually. So, it's not the original, incidentally, on my bedroom wall. It's a canvas print, but it's very pleasant and it always brings me joy. Well done if you got some points out of that. Just Maxio abstaining there. Quite a few wipeouts. Another opportunity, though, to get some points. 5 options here. 2 of them will be correct. 5 points if you can find one. A lot of players on 5 points, but a lot of players in the wipeout zone. Remember, if you've got no risk, you might as well play. If you have got risk, you might want to think twice. Goodness me, Shadowmane. That's a wonderful raid message you've just provided there. Take a look at this. 5 options, and they are... The 5 orange pips. The Red-Headed League. The Valley of Fear. A Study in Scarlet. A Scandal in Bohemia. Identify a novel featuring Sherlock Holmes. Ooh, a couple of wipeouts in the 5s. But a couple of the players in the wipeout zone picking up 5. So, very well done. I thought this question... I changed one of the answers. I added a Study in Scarlet in because I thought it was too hard before, and I thought that might be the really obvious one to go for. But catching quite a few of you out, a lot of you going for a Scandal in Bohemia there. There's only 4 canonical novels featuring Sherlock Holmes. They are A Study in Scarlet from 1887, The Sign of 4 from 1890, The Hound of the Baskervilles, 1901 to 1902, and The Valley of Fear, 1914 to 1915. The 3 wrong answers up there, the 5 orange pips, the Red-Headed League, and A Scandal in Bohemia, they're all considered short stories. They're all taken from The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, published in The Strand between June 1891 and June 1892. Bad luck if you've wiped out on that. And, yeah, let's clear the board. Not quite as many 10s up there this time, but there's still a few, and an awful lot of 5s, and Maxio with 2, and a handful of wipeouts as well. So, if you want to risk on this question, you've got to press the big risk button, but I'm only going to show you the options, and then you are bound to play. If you don't want to play, don't press the button. We'll put your points safely into the bank, and that will be happy for you. But if you do play, you must answer. Here are your options. Give way. No overtaking. Slippery road. Tunnel ahead. Stop. Bank or risk. How many of you familiar with the British Highway Code? These all sound British Highway Codey. Is that where the question is going? We'll find out. Quite a lot of risks going on up there, including 4 players with the maximum 10. Zeus, Matt, Sam, and Fluffy. Quite a few players putting points into the bank, though. Let's see in which... Lord, what have I done, says Shadowmane. Well, let's see where this question goes. Best of luck. Take a look. Identify a circular UK road sign. Oh, Colin's gone wrong. And Matt's gone wrong and Solomon's gone wrong. Everyone else doubling up their points, so very well played. No overtaking is the only circular sign of the good job I don't drive. Yes, fairly good job. Mind you, so I know plenty of drivers who might struggle with this if they don't actually see the signs in front of them, just in the sort of abstract form. But so stop is octagonal. There's a very famous moment on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire where the contestant asked the host, who was obviously Jeremy Clarkson, and he said, I don't know. I'm always driving too fast to see them. But yeah, it's octagonal. Give way is an upside down triangle, so with the points going down. Slippery road and tunnel ahead are all regular triangles with the point going up. Now, typically, a regular triangle is a warning, whereas a circular sign is an order. The two exceptions to the circular sign are the give way sign, which is an order, but it's an upside down triangle, and the stop sign, which is octagonal. So that's a special sign. Only the stop sign gets to be octagonal. But if you see a circular sign on the road, like national speed limit, or indeed no overtaking, that is an order. It's something you must do, whereas a triangular sign is a warning. So you might see like temporary traffic lights or slippery road or road bends to the left or something like that. So yeah, there you go. If something, you'll learn something about the highway code if you're not a driver or not a driver in this country. Very well done. If you've got some points, let's put them into the bang. Fluffy and Sam in the lead with 30 points apiece. Zeus in second with 25. AB, me, Ben, Claire, Clive, Oni and Shadowbane and Stilgar are all on 20, so still a bit of a tie there in third place. Let's go on to our final set of 4 questions. We're back to 5 options with 4 correct. 2 points if you find one. Here they are. Collie system. English opening. Sicilian defence. Fianchetto game. King's Gambit. Identify a commonly recognised chess opening. Bad luck on Red Lac, just denying us a sea of green there. The only one I'd actually heard of there was the Sicilian Defence, which is probably one of the best known chess openings. My chess is average at best, I would say. I can play. I'm okay, but I don't take it seriously enough. I don't know the openings and stuff. So I won't go into details about what these entail. I will say that Fianchetto, that's a mid-game concept that involves the bishop. It's something to do with occupying the longest diagonal with your bishop. That's called Fianchetto. But it's not an opening. It's a middle game concept rather than an opening. Well done. If you got one of the answers there, let's go on. Another question. 5 options, 3 correct answers. 3 points if you can find one. Here they are. Maybe you don't have to play. Journey to the past. A rumour in St. Petersburg. An Optimath, welcome to the stream. Once upon a December, in the dark of the night, in my dreams. Identify a song that features in both the 1997 film and 2017 Broadway version of the musical Anastasia. Quite a few abstentions here. Can't say I blame you. So they're probably one of the trickier ones in this opening round. Journey to the Past, A Rumour in St. Petersburg, and Once Upon a December. I've not seen the stage show, but the film is excellent. We watched it on like Tuesday night for the first time in years, and it's aged really well. It's sort of quasi-fictionalized retelling of the last child of the Romanov dynasty, Anastasia. In My Dreams features only in the Broadway version. Now, this is an interesting thing here. The melody for In the Dark of the Night. No, it's definitely very much not a Disney film. The melody for In the Dark of the Night was sampled for Stay I Pray You in the stage version, but the song itself was used exclusively in the film, In the Dark of the Night, sung by Rasputin, who was voiced by Christopher Lloyd, although the singing voice was Jim Cummings, I believe. Fun fact, Lacey Chabert, who was the original voice of Meg in Family Guy, and she was also Gretchen Wiener in Mean Girls. She is the singing voice of young Anastasia. So there you go. Extra. I know everything about this film. I love this film. Go and watch it. When the quiz is over, go and watch Anastasia. It's brilliant. You won't be disappointed. Well done if you did get some points out of that. Let's move on. I'm still providing the soundtrack. Yeah, quite. Right. One more before the big risk question. There are 5 options. 2 of them are correct. You do not have to play. 5 points if you can find one. Here they are. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, Call of Duty Black Ops 5, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, Call of Duty World War 1, Call of Duty Ghosts 2. Identify the exact title of a genuine Call of Duty game. You do not have to play. Quizzy Dan is coming with a raid. Welcome, raiders, all 20 of you. Welcome on in, Quizzy Dan. Quizzy Dan, let me give you a shout out, my dude. How are you keeping? How was stream? Quizzy Dan is a great friend of the community, a great friend of mine personally as well. Keeps promising me halloumi fries and sending me pictures of them. That Rhea is bigger than I was expecting. I'm sure it was. Welcome on in, Dan. I hope stream was fun. Do go give Quizzy Dan a follow if you're not doing so already. He does good quality, wholesome stuff. A lot of crosswords, a lot of puzzle game things. Hope you're keeping well, my dude. You're just in time for risky business. Anyone who is unfamiliar with me, hi, I'm Royal Flush. I run game night on Thursdays and Saturdays, and if you want to take part in the quiz, you can do so by joining in with the Universal Controller right there and the room code right there. Do come and join in the fun, and please no spoilers in the chat. Welcome on in, Dan. Now, to this question, it would have been a sign of an absolute sadist to put 2 Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 titles down and have one of them be right and one of them be wrong. Yeah, they are genuinely 2 different games, with the number 3 being released in 2011 and the numeral 3 being released in 2023. It's got to the point where companies they don't care beyond about 2 years back. They're just, we'll just restart the numbers again. So Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 and Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 were both correct. I think Activision have an issue with the number 5. The Black Ops sub-series does go all the way up to 7. Black Ops 7 is the most recent game, I believe. But the 5th installment was called Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. So double subtitles. Ghosts has only had 1 game in the sub-series, and there was a World War II version in 2017, but not a World War I version. You might be thinking of Battlefront 1 or Battlefield 1, one of them, was set in World War 1. The original Call of Duty was actually a World War II game, I believe. It wasn't until Modern Warfare, which was the 4th Call of Duty game, that it went all modern and whatnot. But yes, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 or Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 were your correct answers there. So yeah, and that's all the information I'm going to give you about Call of Duty. You'll be relieved to hear. There was some discourse in the chat. Is that a collective noun? What, Muppets? A quizzing of Muppets, possibly. 3 is the one I played. Did we enjoy that Call of Duty question? This is my go-to whenever I write a computer game question that isn't about Sonic. Anyway, if you've got some points, and the board's in a slightly random order at the moment, I could probably order you by Risk. Yes, I can. There we go. So if you have got some Risk, then you will be able to opt to play this question. But remember, I'm only going to show you the options. Only one of them will be a correct answer, and if you find it, you get double points. But if you don't want to play it, just leave it blank and we'll put your points into the bank. A handful of wipeouts here, but quite a few players on 10. Let's take a look at the options. The Moon, Ganymede, Titan, Mercury, Venus, Bank or Risk? No, Ghost is like ghosts in a military term. They're like SAS probably, or something like that. Okay, quite a few people having a go on this one, including 3 players with the maximum, Clivoni and Flyboy, looking to double up to 10. Remember, if you're choosing to Risk, you are bound to this question and you must give me an answer. Only one correct answer up here. Good luck. Here is the question. Identify a celestial body that has a greater mass than Mars. Quizzy Dan, Oximat and Liari, welcome to the stream, all of y'all. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh no! That's not a fun result for a lot of you there. Fluffy doubling up from 7 to 14. Scooter and Woollyback doubling up from 5 to 10. I regret not risking now, says Necky Grandma. It's Venus was the answer. It was perhaps the maybe the most obvious one up there. Because it's one of only 2 planets on the board. So just to let you know, celestial bodies, and we're talking about mass, so most massive. The Sun, obviously, at number 1. Then the 4 gas giants, Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, and Uranus. And then the 4 terrestrial planets, Earth, Venus, Mars, and then Mercury. Mercury is less massive than Mars. Venus is more massive than Mars. Interestingly, since Pluto was demoted, no moon is more massive than any planet. The planets are more massive than all of the moons. Though, interestingly, Ganymede and Titan both have a greater radius than Mercury. So Ganymede and Titan are wider, but they are less massive, presumably to do with the composition of the planet themselves. So Venus is massive. Yeah, relative. I mean, it's, compared to, Doncaster or somewhere. Yes, Venus is massive. Celestial body speak in terms of that order of magnitude. It's not quite as big. Uranus is massive indeed. So Vertigo, welcome to the stream. So there we go. Not many people getting points, but a few players relieved that they didn't risk. Now let's put the points into the bank and check out the scores at the end of round 1. Well, we've got Fluffy out in the lead with 44. Ben and Sam tied up in second with 30. And it's Claire sitting in third with 27. We've got 4 players yet to score, but there's still plenty of points available. So don't you worry. All of that could change as we move on to round number 2. This silly Doncaster isn't real. Yes, you have on good authority that Venus is bigger than Doncaster. Mercury is bigger than Doncaster as well. Anyway, round 2 is the board game. Select as many of the 9 presented options as you like within 60 seconds. At least 4 and up to 7 of the answers will be correct. For every correct answer that you identify, you'll get 5 risk points. However, if you give me even 1 incorrect answer, you get nothing for the board. I'll bank your points at the end of each board. Which means there's theoretically 105 points available in this round if I put 7 correct answers in all of them, which I may or may not have done. I'm not going to tell you how many per board because where's the fun in that? Best of luck to you all. One thing to add at this point, there is a new feature. And Fallen Angel, hello, welcome to the stream. Lovely to have you here. Hope you're keeping well. Worth pointing out, there is a new feature in the Universal Controller where there will be an ordinal number will appear behind the answers as you select them. I've also put a bit of transparency onto the check mark as well. So just bear that in mind. It's a new feature that's gone in for another game that's coming up soon. Google that. The actual logic isn't affected in any way, but just so you're... Hang on a minute. Just so you're aware of that, just so it doesn't catch you out, there'll be a number appearing, but it doesn't actually make any difference. It doesn't matter what order you press them. But feel free to tap and untap. Just a couple of points, extra points on this. Number 1, you must press submit before the time runs out. And number 2, once you've pressed submit, there's no going back. Okay, so you've got 60 seconds. Use that time wisely. And let's take a look at our options for our first board. They are Florence Nightingale, Sir Isaac Newton, Sir Francis Drake, Isambard Kingdom Brunel, Michael Faraday, J.M.W. Turner, Sir Christopher Wren, George Stephenson, William Shakespeare. Identify the people who have featured on a Bank of England banknote since 1978. So use that time. You've got full 60 seconds. Time is shown on your devices. Select, deselect. Once you've submitted, you can't go back. There's our first couple or 3 answers in. 5 is the most we've seen so far from JR Risky Business. JR Risky Biz, aka JR. So the people who featured on a Bank of England banknote since 1978. Florence Nightingale, Sir Isaac Newton, Sir Francis Drake, Isambard Kingdom Brunel, Michael Faraday, J.M.W. Turner, Sir Christopher Wren, George Stephenson, and William Shakespeare. Are the numbers work for you, Lupine? Excellent. Glad to hear. Thank you for the positive feedback. They'll be really useful in a new format, or not new format, a new game that is coming into Google that. Right, last few seconds. Ben, Natter, get your answers in. Natter? And that is tied up. Okay, just over... Well, the left-hand side plus Solomon getting points out of that. Woollyback getting 35 points. That was the maximum. There were 7 answers up there. The wrong answers there, Sir Francis Drake and Isambard Kingdom Brunel have not appeared on British money at all, not just since 1974. To go through the ones who have, Sir Isaac Newton was on the £1 note from 78 to 88. George Stephenson's, the first one I remember, was on the back of the Fiver from 1990 to 2003. Florence Nightingale was also on the back of the Fiver from 75 to 94. Shakespeare was on the back of the 20 from 1970 to 1993. Faraday was on the back of the 20 from 91 to 2001. J.M.W. Turner's been on the back of the 20 since the year 2020. Is the current portrait on the back of the £20 note. Sir Christopher Wren was on the back of the 50 from 1981 to 1996. And I think that's all of them. Other famous names include Alan Turing, who's on the back of the current 50. Sir Edward Elgar was on the back of the 20 from 1999 to 2010. And Charles Dickens and Charles Darwin both appeared on the back of the tenner. Dickens from 92 to 2003 and Darwin from 2000 to 2018. I know, bloody England-centric quiz. Shame on us, Arun. But yes, well done if you got some points, and very well done to Woollyback finding all 7. Very well played. Let's put the points in the bank. Hey, stop the count. Fluffy Bunny's got a very nice 69. Well played, GG. No, let's go on. This is one of the last questions I wrote, but it's also ended up being one of my favourites. I'm going to see if you feel the same way. As we go to board number 2, here are your options. SpongeBob SquarePants, X-Men the Animated Series, Spider-Man the Animated Series, Kim Possible, Recess, Saved by the Bell, The New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, Hey Arnold, DuckTales. Identify the children's TV shows that first aired in the 1990s. And just the one answer coming in there from Arunny's one and done. Remember, anything from 4 to 7 will be correct. You haven't seen any of them? I don't believe you, BC. I simply don't believe you. Not a cat mulling over 2 at the moment. Most we got so far is 6 from Natter. Okay, last 10 or 15 seconds. Do get your answers in if you haven't done so already. Anything from 4 to 7 is correct. Ben, Grams? 7 answer, Ben. Thank you. Just going for 2. There's a lot of red on you. There were only 5 correct answers on the board. Matt still going, Sam doing the best there, managing to find 4 of them. So this is I was amazed by some of these. So X-Men the animated series was 1992, Spider-Man the animated series was 1994, Recess was 1997, and Hey Arnold 1996. SpongeBob SquarePants, believe it or not, was 1999. I couldn't believe that when I read. I thought SpongeBob was way after my childhood, but no, apparently SpongeBob started the same year I started secondary school. Have you not heard of Recess? Oh, Prugs. I guess you didn't have the Disney Channel. Oh, I loved Recess. Recess was brilliant. It was one of it's a real core memory TV show for me. That and The Weekenders. No, it was also, I think it was on Kids ITV on Saturday morning as well. Though it was a great show, very wholesome. So those are your right answers: SpongeBob, X-Men, Spider-Man, Recess, and Hey Arnold all started in the 90s. Now the wrong answers: Saved by the Bell was 1989. So just missing the cut-off of the 90s, as you can tell by some of the haircuts if you go back and watch some of the early episodes. DuckTales was 1987. New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh was 1988, the year I was born. It's another show that I grew up with. And Kim Possible was actually 2002. Much later, Kim Possible, than the 90s. So again, it's one of those things, I just think of it being on Nickelodeon or the Disney Channel or something. But I had Sky growing up. But yeah, 2002, it's so old. Almost as old as you, Arun. Not the same age. Yes, indeed, before your time, Lucy, all you young'uns. But... some of us had to go to work in the 90s, not me, Stacey, but some of us. Yeah, I did not have to go to work in the 90s. Yeah, I've seen a couple of the David Tennant remakes, Dan. They are pretty good, actually. They do hold up well, though I prefer the original theme tune. But yeah, life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. It's great. One of the great, probably top 5 best theme tunes of all time, DuckTales. Woo, every day. Oh, here's a question. What is the phrase there? DuckTales, is it woo or is it a woo? What if a Mandela do? I'll let you have a think about it. Anyway, let's put those points into the bank. Going on a little nostalgia trip for those of you who are my age or maybe a little bit older. Remember some of those Good nostalgia, good nostalgia. Right, one more board for you. Anything between 4 and 7 will be correct, and here are your options. Othello, Mamma Mia, Hamilton, Macbeth, Matilda the Musical, Wicked, Oliver, The Dumbwaiter, Blood Brothers. Identify the shows currently playing in London's West End. 60 seconds, so use that time wisely. Only's the first in, just going for a safe one. Or maybe a safe one. We'll find out if it's safe later on. Anything from 4 to 7 will be correct here. The show is currently playing in London's West End. Othello, Mamma Mia, Hamilton, Macbeth, Matilda the Musical, Wicked, Oliver, The Dumbwaiter, Blood Brothers. Thank you for the poll. I'm going to vote on that. There is a third option that I can't remember what it is. I saw this in a YouTube video sometime forever ago. Right, Ben Shapes, let's have an answer. Thank you very much, or some answers. Ben using up all his time. There we go, and he's gone in with 4. And he is correct as well. That's a nice, healthy amount of green. There were 6 correct answers. The best we got was a 5. Colin, Nata, and Solomon all getting 5 out of the 6 that were up there. Just to go through them, Hamilton is on at the Victoria Palace Theatre, Mamma Mia is at the Novello Theatre, Wicked's at the Apollo Victoria Theatre, Oliver's at the Gielgud Theatre, Othello at the Theatre Royal Haymarket, Matilda at the Cambridge Theatre, and that's your right answers. Those are your 6. So the wrong answers: Macbeth, starring David Tennant and Cush Jumbo, played last year at the Harold Pinter Theatre, and another starring Alex Austin and Lois Chimimba, but played earlier this year, but that closed at the Lyric Hammersmith in March. The Dumbwaiter hasn't been to the West End since 2019, and Blood Brothers is currently touring after its latest West End run closed in 2021. Didn't say Macbeth, indeed. Yeah, it's bad luck. Bad luck to say Macbeth. But yeah, I missed the David Tennant Cush Jumbo performance. I would quite like to have seen that, but yeah, that's because I stand David Tennant. Anyway, lots of points going out there. Let's put them in the bank and check out the scores at the end of round 2. Sam and Zeus neck and neck at the top, 80 points apiece. Fluffy pushed into second, just a point behind on 79, and then we've got Ralph in third on 70. Much to play for, because there are 120 points available in this final round, and it's a good opportunity for me to point out that if you haven't joined the game yet, you still can with the Universal Controller right there and the room code, which is both at the top of the broadcast and now in the chat as well. Do come and join the game if you fancy it, because in round 3 there's 120 points up for grabs, which means it is still anybody's game. It's very exciting. Also, don't forget, coming up at the end of this game, we've got the midweek game night Thunderball draw. So do stick around for that for your opportunity to win a few more pennies. Right. Shall we have a look at the rules for round number 3? It's this or that. Select the correct answer from the 2 options presented within 7 seconds. And those 7 seconds go by jolly quickly, so make your decisions fast. Answering incorrectly earns you increasingly more risk points. So the first one in your chain, if you like, is going to be worth 1, and then 2, and then 3, and then 4. If you can get 15 in a row, the last question will be worth 15 points, and that would be 120 points that you'd be banking out. So all you've got to do is get 15 50-50 questions right in a row. How hard could it be? Give me a wrong answer any time. It resets your risk points to 0. You break your streak and you have to start building up again. If you abstain, however, it will bank whatever risk you've built up and reset your streak. So this is where the tactics come in. If you've only got 2 questions right in a row and you're half sure about an answer, it might be worth a punt. If you've got like 7 right in a row and you've got no idea, that might be a good time to bank. But of course, the longer streak you get, the more points you get towards the end of the game. So can lead some pretty violent swings. It's a really fun end game, and it's still anybody's game, but advantage at the moment with Sam and Zeus. 15 questions with 2 options each. Let's play this or that. Question number 1, options are apples, pears, Granny Smith and Brayburn. Hoping for a sea of green here. Hey, there we go. They are indeed apples, and I've just written here, how do you like them apples? It's the only one I couldn't actually think of any useful notes to write for. But yes, Granny Smith and Brayburn are both apples. Everyone getting it right? On we go. Question number 2, this or that. Options are a sea of green apples, indeed. Bone or dog? Bounty hunter Dwayne Chapman. A couple of ascensions, I don't know if they counted or not. It looks like they have counted. What one? It's Awoo! Yay! My choice won. I'll go play the video later on. We'll see if I'm actually right. Looks like those points may have counted. I think it was Ben and Proogs going down towards the bottom. Yes, I think it was. It may have just come in the nick of time, but we'll find out in a minute. But again, another sea of green. Yes, Dog the bounty hunter. The poll is... yeah, there's a little bit of grace time at the end now before it does the reordering and the calculation logic, because this is the round where if it doesn't come in time, it will just bank it immediately as soon as it ends. There's not another button press for it. So, yeah, I think that grace time may have favoured you possibly slightly there. I think it does the animation first and then the logic, maybe. Anyway, Dog the Bounty Hunter, on we go. Question number 3, this or that. Options are... Zloty. Koruna. Polish currency. That's our first wrong answers of the round coming in here. It's the zloty, the Polish zloty. It's the koruna that we use in the Czech Republic, but the zloty that we use in Poland. Well done if you got some points. Bad luck if you've wiped out. Grams and Stilgar looking like they're banking 3 there. Into the bank they go. And on we go to question number 4. This or that. Options are... Simmons. Simons. Whiplash actor. Oh yes, Złoty, like vodka. There's slightly pronunciations of letters that look familiar. It's Simmons, the inimitable J.K. Simmons. Złoty. Yes, that's the one. Thank you, Matt. Yes, J.K. Simmons in Whiplash. Quite a few banking 6 there. Proogs, Fetz, Solomon, Scooter, Conradalac, Collins, Silver Electron, Woollyback, Maxio, Simpsons Angle, Cola, Claire, and Vertigo. Yeah, I've seen bits of that keep coming up on YouTube and YouTube Shorts for me at the moment, and I feel like I really need to sit and watch that film. Not my temper. There's a very good. If anyone's seen the How We Treat AI 3 years ago compared to How We Treat AI these days, where someone's done a sort of Whiplash take on it, I'll dig it out and stick it in Discord later on. It's a little bit frightening and accurate, but also a very good recreation of the film. Very well done. If you got some points there, lots of players still on 10. Let's go on to question number 5. This or that. Options are... Is not a palindrome. Is a palindrome. Palindrome. This question fundamentally just asks, do you know what a palindrome is? It's not a palindrome. It's actually an immordnilap, which is a word that spells a different word when spelled backwards, because palindrome, when spelled backwards, spells immordnilap. Though I'm sure the correct technical name for this is an anadrome, a word that spells a different word when spelled backwards. That's technically called an anadrome, whereas a palindrome spells the same thing backwards. For example, go hang a salami, I'm a lasagna hog, is an example of a palindrome. Go hang a salami, I'm a lasagna hog. There's a fun one for you. Right, very well done. Let's put the points into the bank. There's nothing to bank. There's almost a sea of green there. I think just Stimpson banking 0 there. So let's move on. We're a third of the way through. We've still got 4 players up at the top end of the bank leaderboard with 15 points of risk. Ralph, Fluffy, Zeus and Sam. So pressure on each other a little bit there. As we go on to question number 6, this or that. Options are... Indium. Iodine. 2-letter chemical symbol. That would be indium. Indium, which is I-N. Iodine is just I. So nice, simple, well, relatively simple periodic table question. Sorry if you got that one wrong. Very well done to Colin, who's banking 1, and Matt, who's banking 15, and Shadowmane's just lost 15. Damn, bad luck there, my dude, but let's put the points in the bank and move on to question number 7. This or that. Options are... Change. Enough. Labour's 2024 campaign slogan. That was change, was their one-word manifesto. Change, not enough. Our friend Jack Wilfred went mildly viral on X, formerly Twitter, for commenting on the fact that Labour's proposal to scrap 1p and 2p coins somewhat contradicted their manifesto title. There were some other memes. There was the photo of Keir Starmer looking very stern with his arms folded with the word change next to him. It was like dad talking to 17-year-old daughter before she goes out barely dressed to a sixth form party. It did really conjure up that sort of vibe. So it was always good fun around election time. There's always good memeage around an election. But yes, change was the this is Jack Wilford of which you speak. His friend of the community. Me when I say dodgy question, change. Jack Wilford getting involved with politics. Yeah, this is MO. Solomon, Con, Radlat banking 3, Necograms banking 6, Flyboy Clive and Fluffy banking 21. Nata losing 21 on that one. Bad luck. Let's move on. Put points in the bank. Fluffy has got the bank lead with 100, but we've still got Samster, Zeus and Ralph, who are not very far behind with a lot of risk at play. Let's go on to question number 8. This or that. Options are breathe, semi-breathe, a whole note, there's a lot of pain in this one. It's a semi-breathe, which makes so little sense, but that's music. And to be honest, I'm quite annoyed about this anyway. When people refer to a whole note, I get very cross as a musician because a whole note lasts for 4 beats. That's what a semi-breathe is. It's a note that lasts 4 beats. I think it's an American thing. They tend to call it a whole note, which is confusing because it means a crotchet, which is the one that lasts for 1 beat, is considered a quarter note. So you've got to sort of translate on the fly. But a breathe, which is called a double whole note, lasts twice as long as a semi-breathe. It's worth 8 beats. It doesn't appear very often in score notation, particularly not in modern music, because most modern music is written in 4 time, so you can't get a breathe into a bar. Yes, brief music theory lesson for you there, but a semi-breathe is a whole note. Lupine banking 28, still got losing 10. There was quite a bit of loss in there, but it only logs if you lose 10 or more. But Lupine putting 28 into the bank. Let's put it there now. And Lupine is into second with 98. Fluffy still ahead with 100, but Sam and Zeus still on a perfect run, I believe, with 36 at risk and 80 in the bank. Absolutely nothing to separate the two. Let's go to question number 9. This or that. Options are Cocker Spaniel, Labrador Retriever, more commonly owned UK dog breed. And now we have some separation as Zeus puts 36 into the bank. Opsy putting 15 in and Silver Electron putting 10 in. It's the Labrador Retriever. The few different sources, but they seem to coalesce around the Lab being number 1 and the English Cocker Spaniel being number 3. Mixed reports of the French Bulldog or the English Collie being at number 2. But Lab is very definitely at number 1 with the Spaniel at number 3. Right, let's put those points into the bank. One more and then we'll check out the potential board. Zeus is now into the lead. We've had a different leader for the last 3 questions. Zeus on 116. Eyes on Sam, though, with 45 points of risk and 80 points in the bank as we go on to question number 10. This or that options are. They stay divorced. They get back together. The ending of Mrs. Doubtfire. It is a common misconception, so I've got in my notes. Yes, seems to be a common misconception amongst a few that Miranda and Daniel, played by Sally Field and the late, great Robin Williams, get back together at the end. Spoiler alert, they don't. They stay divorced. As per the end of the... Yeah, 2 Mrs. Doubtfire questions. I did say there was going to be a second one later on. I'm not sure if you saw that, Vertigo. But yes, so we coalesced around Mrs. Doubtfire tonight. Yes, they do stay divorced at the end. But it does have it's sort of I'd call it a bittersweet ending, the ending. It's an amazing film. If you haven't seen Mrs. Doubtfire, you really must see it. And if you haven't seen it for ages, you need to watch it again because it's just so good. Now, Sam's banked 45 points. So for the 4th question in a row, I think we're going to have a new leader. Woollyback's banked 15. AB Me's just lost 45. That's going to be pain. And a run's losing 15 there as well. Let's put the points in the bank, see what that does to the board. So Sam has got the bank lead, 9 points clear of Zeus, who's got 1 of risk, who is 16 points clear of Fluffy. So that's quite interesting. However, let's look at the potential order. Ben, Jogging, Claire, all inching up the board there due to a combination of their bank and their risk. It's Ben and Jogging who are still on a perfect score of 55 at the moment. Let's see if they can continue to pull up the ranks. We've got 5 questions left. Let's go to question number 11. This or that, options are Greek, Roman, Poseidon, Greek is the answer. The Roman equivalent is Neptune. Most of us going green there, which is very encouraging to see. Ben and Jogging still on a maximum score of 66. Let's reorder the board. Pretty much a sea of green, absolutely. As we go to question number 12, this or that, options are number 5, number 4, Anne of Cleves,
Have we brushed up on our Wives of Henry VIII yet? Some of us have.
Anne of Cleves was number 4. She was known as the Flanders mare. She didn't look anything like as beautiful as the portrait suggested. But allegedly Henry was very good to her post-divorce. He let her keep her head and gave her an estate in the countryside. Whereas wife number 5, Catherine Howard, was nothing like as lucky. She did indeed lose her head.
What a shame.
What a shame. And indeed, it's a shame for JR, Shape, CJ and Claire, with CJ and JR losing 10, Shapes and Claire losing 28 points on that one. Oh, that could be killer for you. And Shapes and Claire both pretty high up the... that's the order by risk. But Claire with 58 in the bank, that could be it. But... still a few questions left. Some banks going on. Colin Stilgar, Lupine banking 6, Stimson banking 3. Let's put them into the bank as we go to our antepenultimate question. Question number 30. This or that. Options are Nestle, Cadbury, Kit Kat, hey, a sea of green. I didn't expect a sea of green there, but everyone knowing that Nestle make Kit Kat, not Cadbury. Yeah, the Kit Kat's gone up in my own personal list of favourite chocolate bars in recent years. I used to think of it as sort of the chocolate bar you had when there was nothing else, or when it was not your nan would give you a Kit Kat or something. There's a sort of chocolate bar that nans would used to give you. That was sort of my feeling. As I've gotten older, I've discovered a new love for the Kit Kat. It probably sits just inside my top 10 these days. Although I haven't actually made a top 10 chocolate bar, so I should probably do that at some point. But absolute cardboard. Oh no, he's still got crazy diabetic. Kit Kat does give nan vibes. It absolutely gives nan vibes. Kit Kats and like Trebor extra strong mints. But yeah, there we go. Continue the Kit Kat debate in the chat, or indeed in the Discord, which you can come and join right there. Right, no points to put in the bank because it's a sea of green. So we go to question number 14. This or that, options are UTC -1, UTC +1, Cape Verde, Ben's calling it time. He's putting 91 into the bank. It's UTC -1. It's off the western coast of Africa as I believe, the only nation to use UTC -1. It's commonly referred to as CVT or Cape Verde time. A lot of places use UTC +1. Cape Verde, I believe, is the only one because it's mainly ocean in that sort of stretch, but it's west enough of Africa, just off the coast of, is it Senegal? Something on the left-hand side of Africa. It's far enough over, but there's a weird thing. They sort of effectively have permanent daylight savings, so they're always like. There was something I read but yeah, it's UTC -1. Put it that way. Now, Scooter putting 1 in the bank, Conrad putting 3 in, Colin putting 1 in, Silver Electron putting 10 in the bank, Maxio 6, Nekka Grandma 6, Matt putting 10 in the bank, Vertigo putting 10 in the bank, and BC putting 91 into the bank. I think that is probably going to be enough to net in the gold. We will see in just a minute. Fetz and Shadowmane losing 10. Let's put the points in the bank. Ben is not quite going to get his 15. He's calling it quits there, but it has been enough to get him into first place with 151. Let's just look at the potential real quickly. Jogging could get 141 here, so could get within 10 points, but unfortunately it is, well, unfortunately for Jogging, I think it is, fortunately for Ben, I think it is going to be a gold for Ben, but still a bit of a race on for silver. We've got Sam 125 and no risk, Zeus 116 and 15, Jogging 30 in the bank, but 105 of risk. I mean, Jogging is going for a maximum here. Can they get the 120? We've seen it a couple of times, not very often, but let's see if they can manage it on this final question. Very best of luck. This or that, options are. Devon. Cornwall. The Eden Project. Oh, Jogging, no! Oh, mate.
Pain. Pain. Pain.
You get a triple pain for that, my dude. Dropping 105. It's in Cornwall. I'm coming full circle with the counties. We started with counties, we ended with counties. I went to the Eden Project once when I was about 14. It was fine, is my recollection of the Eden Project. I don't remember it lighting the earth on fire. Well, it's sort of the opposite of what they do, lighting the earth on fire. But yeah, it is in Cornwall. And a message from our sponsor, JR.
Pain, 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 pain.
That's one of the most sinister things I've ever heard in my life. Thank you for the 100 bits, JR. Oh, Jogging, that is such a shame for you, but that is the way the game goes. Let's put the final points into the bank and check out the scores at the end of the game. It was Ben who took the gold with 151. It's Zeus who comes out in second with 137, and Fluffy takes the bronze with 128. Sam just missing out, just 2 points shy with 126. Very well played, everybody. And Ben, for you, that is your third Risky Business gold. Zeus, for you, it is your third Risky Business silver. And for Fluffy, who is a... Oh, there you are, Fluffy. There must be other Fluffies in my medal cabinet. That is your first Risky Business bronze to go with your one Risky Business silver. So very well done to our top three there. And that's the end of the game. I hope you enjoyed the questions. I definitely enjoyed writing them. Tricky pack, hashtag last place. You were last place, Jogging. But yeah, there was no Tchaikovsky. But maybe I'm saving that for Crossfire, which I'm writing next Thursday, which you should definitely come back for. Other Fluffies in my medal cabinet. Yeah, I realised how strange that sounded after I finished the sentence. I hope you enjoyed them. I do hope you enjoy them. And say it's always nice to write from time to time, even if I submit it 2 days before it's, before it airs, rather than 2 weeks, which is what I'm supposed to do. But many things like rebuilding Google that taking up my attention at the moment. So yes, thank you very much to Lewis for proofing that for me as well. And yeah, I should set an example. You're right. This is why my Crossfire one is a week before the broadcast day. Thank you very much, Fluffy. Much appreciated. I hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you to Lewis for proofing it. And thank you all very much for playing. Congratulations to our medalists. Stay there because we have got the midweek Thunderball draw coming up in about 2 minutes' time, which you don't want to miss. Still no changes to it yet. They're coming. Google that first, then back to the lottery draw. That's the plan. So yes, sit tight and we'll be back very, very soon for the midweek Thunderball draw.
Shoobity wop me oobity wop me oo. Wop shawam. Wop shawari wop. 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 Shoobity wop me oobity wopity oo. Wop shawam. Wop shawari wop. 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 Wop shawam. Wop shawam. Shoobity wop me oobity wop me oo. Ba-doo now.
Live from the Game Night Control Center, it's the midweek Game Night Thunderball Draw. BTHZ is the code you need for the Thunderball tonight. Do come and join. Still things that are going to improve, like being able to pick your tickets as soon as you join. That's a thing I haven't done yet. Yeah, I'll do them. I'll get to it. So Google that out of the way first and then patch up the lottery machine or lottery software. Come join us. Come join us for a chance to win some extra pennies on this most auspicious of evenings. Yeah, and hello Huds601, welcome to the stream. Happy birthday, bro. I hope you enjoyed your birthday stream. He's come down for the lottery, so let's get a Thunderball win on his birthday. Everyone say happy birthday. In fact, let's make it official. Let's go. Happy birthday, Huds. And as a special treat, give you 601 pennies. Now I have Indian food. Excellent, that sounds like a good plan. Huds, don't say happy birthday to yourself. God. If I get the 601 pennies, got to be done. Right, I'll give you until this bonus concludes, which is in 71 seconds, and then we will go to the draw. Yes. Your penny, yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. So, the Game Night Thunderball draw. Very exciting part of the evening, and the ceremonies here at Game Night. Hopefully all the physics work tonight. I didn't tell you about my computer. Yeah, so the power supply blew up. And then I took it to the... I had a spare power supply from when I rebuilt PC last time, which is in 2021, which was fine. I don't know why I changed the power supply. Probably because I was changing everything, so I got another power supply, which was slightly less outage, but my spare one seemed to be fine. I hooked it up, did it wrong, then took it to the computer shop, because the power supply was giving me lights on the motherboard, whereas the one that I thought had broken was giving me a flashing orange light on the motherboard, so I thought, okay, so power's not getting to RAM or something. And then the old one seemed to be working, so I took it down to the shop and they fitted it properly, and then they stress tested the one that I thought had blown up, and they said that seems to be working fine as well. But what they did do is clean out the entirety of the inside of my PC, which was absolutely filthy. So it's entirely possible it was just really, really dirty and there was some thermal connection. It was getting too hot or something. So it's been thoroughly cleaned. There's a different power supply in there, and now my old power supply is my spare power supply, which might or might not be broken. So that was a very exciting start of the week. Stephen Starr, welcome to the stream. Nice to have you here, Stephen Star 192. Lovely to have you with us. Right, I said I'd give you till the end of that, and yeah, happy birthday to Huds again. Let's see if we can win some bonus pennies in the Thunderball draw. We hide that room code, and we are going to start the machine. So, get your tickets in. Which power supply was tested first? The one that I'd put back in the spare, which I had put back in the machine, was tested first. But then they tested the other power supply on a different machine, not on my machine. So I don't know. But yeah, I know my maintenance of the PC is not great. Natter, I need to clean it more often, especially with 2 cats and a dog. Mind you, the cats don't come in here, but the dog is in here quite a lot. So yeah, I should probably clean it more often. Not never. Just seems to be my MO at the moment. Now, potential raid targets. We've got Flars, we've got Nico, we've got Ridicrash. Any of the above could be suitable people to raid. Oh, that's a tough one, actually. I've got to go through raid messages as well. We'll pick one of those guys to go and raid in just a tick. While you get your tickets in, I'm just going to filter out the rest of the raid messages. And then we will start the machine. Actually, I might put that one back. That's clever. Right, I've got quite a few to go through. Right. I've got enough to work with. Right, shall we do the Thunderball draw? Sorry, I was going to silence while I look at the raid message. It just means there's less dead time later on. Right, if you're all ready, veal success to you all. Let's release those big money balls. There they are, the blue balls of the main machine and the Thunderball. In they go. As Persephone starts her spin journey, we're all 39 of the balls into the machine now. And all we can do, we can draw 5 from this one and then 1 from the other one, and you're trying to match as many as you can. Very best of luck to you all. Let's start the draw. And tonight we're using Arthur and set of balls number 1. So, no, you can't get back in once this lobby's locked. There's no coming in for this one, Solomon. First out of the machine tonight is number 16. First appearance in the main Thunderball draw. And the second. That one there, number 21. Second appearance in the main Thunderball draw. Last appeared Thursday, the 9th of October. So 21 here, 2 weeks in a row. And to our third ball. Be with us in spirit, Solomon. Third ball out tonight is that one there, number 24. It's the first appearance for that in the main Thunderball draw. Oh, you'll still get. I can see your avatar, Solomon. So you're still in the game. So you'll still get paid out. You still won't know what you've won until the end. Yes, well, yay or nay in chat. The next ball, the fourth ball out of the machine. It's another 2 ball, number 20. First appearance for that in the main Thunderball draw. We need 1 more. Oh, you'll have been given something at random then, Solomon. What are the odds that you get 5 numbers in the Thunderball now? That would be fun, wouldn't it? The fifth ball. This one can make you very wealthy. That one there, number 31. Third appearance. That's the first time a ball has appeared 3 times. Third appearance in the main Thunderball draw. Last appeared last week, Thursday, the 9th of October. I'm going to do something with this data eventually that I'm storing. I'm going to have the frequency of ball draws. But let's go on to our second machine, start that up. And let's release the Thunderballs. Only 14 of these, but only 1 is selected. If you match the Thunderball, you get some pennies. If you match it with some of the numbers from the first machine, you could get quite a lot of pennies. Veal success. Let's pick Thunderball. Lewis looking for a 12. It's in there somewhere. Let's find out as the balls come and settle down in the drum. Tonight, the Thunderball is going to require 2 attempts to pick. Let's try again, shall we? We got one that time. It's number 11. That's the second appearance as the Thunderball. Last appeared 2 Thursdays ago, the 2nd of October. And once again, those numbers in ascending numerical order. Tonight, we've got number 16. Number 20. Number 21. Number 24. Number 31. And the Thunderball is number 11. And let's take a look at the winning tickets. There they are. Oh my god, there's a lot of them. Quick scan. Lots of 250s on that top row. 1,000 for SJ on 1 ticket. 1,000 for Flyboy on 1 ticket. And that's very small. I'm struggling to read this, which means if you're on a mobile, you're going to have no chance. I will fix this, so I'll make it more legible. There's a 1,500 for Silver Electron there, and a 1,500 for Shadowmane for 2 numbers with the Thunderball. Those look like our biggest wins tonight. Let's delineate by actual lines. ABME 500, Vertigo 250, G. Eisen's getting 1,000, Solomon 750, so not a bad night's work considering you couldn't get in, Solomon. SJ 1250, Flyboy 1,000, Stilgar 750, Colin 750, Lupine 500, Fluffy getting 1,200, Fet's getting 250, JR 350, Lewis 350, Hud's getting 850 for his birthday, Zeus 1250, CJ 350, Shapes 250, Oni 750, Stimson's Angle 250, Prugs 500, Matt 600, Nata 850, Silver Electron 1750 tonight, Opsimat 1000, and Shadowmane getting 2,250 pennies. Very well done to you, Shadowmane. Maxio 500, Wallyback 750, Cola 350, Quizzydan 750, and BC 100. Those were the Thunderball numbers. That was the Thunderball draw at game night tonight. I hope it was as good for you as it was for me. I'm going to leave you with the credits, and then I think we're going to wrap this stream up and go and raid. Thank you for playing the Thunderball. We'll see you again soon. Thus concludes another game night. Thank you all so much for joining me this evening. I've had a lot of fun. There's been some really lovely light formats tonight. Thank you to Vertigo for Plinko, to Prugs for Distinction. I won't thank myself for Risky Business, but I will say I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks as well to Lewis and Stimson's Angle for doing the proofing for me this week. And Zeus, welcome to the stream right at the end. Just time for some raid messages, and then we'll pick a raid target. JR's going to get some consolation pennies for Thomas the Spank Engine. My mum's older than I am. AB me with the wise words there. Colin, where's sex on the beach? I don't think we can have either of these as a raid message, but they came in about the same time. Shadowmane, artistic depiction of a cum shot, and Clive, classless and obscene depiction of a cum shot. Vertigo, Uranus is massive. G. Eisens, I quite like this one. A Breve walks into a double bar. And celestial bodies that are bigger than Doncaster, going out for Prugs. Which means our raid message tonight is going to Ardenfets, which is, you technically can and also don't. That's going to be our raid message, 100 pennies for you, Ardenfets. I am going to be back on Saturday night with Battlefront, The Escape Artist, and The Purge. A serious stream with some elimination. So do come along for that. Don't forget, Google That premieres, or the Reese going to Google That premieres a week on Saturday, the 25th of October. So please do mark your diaries for that. Make sure you come along. I've got like 4 people we could raid. I think it's going to be Nico. I haven't raided Nico for a little while. So Nico Hart is going to be our raid target tonight. We're going to go over there and we'll say, you technically can and also don't. You have been watching Game Night with me, Royal Flush. Until next time, be splendid and wonderful and marvellous and safe. And as always, take care, peace out, and good night.
Culture.
Yep. Thankfully, I did not have that, but